to the audio. Talk about something.
AM radio.
AM radio.
That's the conversation.
Video killed the AM radio star.
Vlogs killed the BMX star. I like that one. You know who I got that from?
Vlogs killed the what? The web edit?
No.
BMX star.
Vlogs killed the BMX star. Cam Wood's like, I'm going to make a video of that because Cam Wood was just saying like how vlogs just kind of came through and murdered.
Hollywood talked about the web video killed the video part.
Yeah.
Well,
Web
in essence, because
Okay.
you get it way quicker.
We need to start it before we start it.
Alright.
The camera and stuff.
Sponge.
Montana Ricky, did you fart?
I did fart.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
Montana
Okay.
Ricky.
Alright. We're here. Montana Ricky. Sponge. We're doing the No Promises podcast, episode 1.
Uno for all you Spanish people.
We're live. Kinda.
Kinda. Is there live on this too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, just to get back to it, like, web edits killed it just because it's so quickly. You can just put it out. You don't have to wait for a whole team. And there's less, like, you don't have to put it on a DVD. You don't have to distribute it.
It was just easier to do, so kids just found a faster way of doing it. Before, you have to go on team trips, and the whole team would have to orchestrate the thing and get that all together and take 2 years to make a video. Right. Now kids can just use their freaking cell phone and be like, oh, let me shoot a DM over to your company, you should sponsor me. And then when we say, do you have a sponsor me edit? They're like, yeah, here's my Instagram.
Well, like the Come Up started doing this week, like that, the week of Instagram clips or whatever, and like the top 10. Do you think that's gonna be the next thing? Like, stuff's just gonna get shorter and shorter, and people will just be hustling for that one clip, like in a week.
I'm surprised people even stay for that 1 minute if you post a 1 minute clip or whatever, your clips, because 15 seconds was almost too long. Remember when Instagram was 15 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
People's attention span, or kids' attention span is, I don't think they really have it. Like, most people don't have enough time. They're just, you know what I mean? Like, what's the purpose of following someone if you don't actually like what they do? I've never understood that. I see so many people, they'll be like, no, but how come you didn't like that?
Oh, yeah. All the time, just scrolling. Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm like, well, what's the purpose of following that person? Everybody that I follow, I like it. And then if I didn't like something, it was because I'm at work. I have a job.
Yeah.
So I can't like it. And then obviously my boss will be like, oh, your ass, you're liking everything. I'm like, well, depends, Sometimes I am, sometimes I take a shit for an hour and I'm in there and I'm liking everything. But I just feel if you're going to follow people, you should at least like their stuff. But you don't have an Instagram, so how are we having this conversation?
Yeah, still relevant.
You're still on there.
Yeah, no, I creep on Brant's daily, most of the time. Ben Lorson's. There's a couple people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Johnny's. I don't know.
Johnny who?
Del Basso. He's local Cleveland dude, fresher standard. But there's a couple people I try to check daily. I mean, do you think with guys like, have you seen any of the Act Like You Know DVDs?
Yeah, of course.
Those guys still go strong from the DVD venue. I mean,
not on Instagram.
They're not on Instagram?
They're there, but they don't post. Not nearly as often.
I mean, it's high quality product.
Yeah, I mean, LFS does that. There's a few people that do that.
BMX Foo, I mean, they're on what, 666 coming out?
Yeah, I mean, there's a place for it. I mean, look at Scapegoat. Look at the...
Yeah, that's very true.
Scapegoat, he's doing it. So is Rob Delecki.
But are those guys still just selling, or making their product and selling it to the same generation of people? Are there, younger kids that are like, oh my gosh, can't wait for that Bob Sherbo thing to come out?
Right, I mean, it's got a, I guess you are right with age. You know what I mean?
I think it depends on the scene, too.
Right,
Animals,
scene, age.
Animals growing back, and they used to be the biggest. growing again.
Everybody grows. I mean, look at who's Scotty Kramer right for right now.
Hyper.
Snafu.
Yeah. I mean,
No, Snafu was a company, so.
Yeah.
What was the question?
I don't know if there was a question.
No,
a question. It's just
not really a
like
question.
statement.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, video parts used to be the gold standard. If you had a video part like that was good, like that you could hang your hat on, like
Right.
coming from like a mid-school era, that was like a huge achievement in
Right.
BMX. But now, I mean,
So was getting your picture in a magazine though.
it's true, and that's
You know
completely
what I mean?
gone.
Magazines are gone. Videos are still there. There's still companies that work on them. But at the same time, it's all about now. Everybody wants everything now. Nobody has patience. Like, look, Nathan Williams just got on kink. Everyone's sitting around just like, hurry up and tell us where he's at. They didn't even give him enough time to get a good welcome at it. I mean, it's probably amazing because that guy's
It's only
awesome.
a minute long with like 1 or 2 clips.
Right, but I mean, he's still amazing, but it still doesn't give him enough time.
Yeah, he didn't have enough time to make a real video.
And the hard part for any of that stuff is everything has to be now before somebody finds out on Instagram or somebody sees it on social media. Like, oh, he's riding a kink, so it's going to blow his cover. So you have to do everything like that. We're just in a state where everything is now, and it's so easy for anybody to have an opinion. Myself, yourself, anybody. So everyone's going to have their own lane that they're stuck with. You know, look at the peg bonks. I won't say chinks because it's the wrong way of saying it. But peg bonks, you know what I mean? We got free coaster, cassette, 4-piece bar. You got a nowhere fast bike, which is very weird. Front brakes, back brakes. It's like everything is kind of segregated, and you know, one person likes this, one person likes that. You got Yumi, that kid came out of nowhere, and he just does peg bonks and weird surfing things, and he's like the biggest thing out in BMX right now. But then you got Kevin Porter, who's ultimately amazing, has so many video parts, so great, and you don't hear anything from him anymore. So it's kind of funny. It's all Instagram. Like, you have to be present in order for things to happen.
The culture's changed.
Yeah, definitely. And it all comes back to, like, people only have X amount of time for X amount of things. Like, at one time when you watched it come up on Instagram and you saw that clip, you're like, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Now, you go on there and you saw a dude do a bunny hop 360 off a curb. And you're like, how is this on the come up Instagram?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how it goes. Obviously, I'm going to be 36 years old, and I want to be an old grumpy man and be like, well, I kind of am, because I don't give a shit about flat rails.
Yeah.
Like, that was, you didn't do that when I was younger.
Do you think that we're lowering the standard as far as like what's good enough?
Definitely not on the technical level.
It's like super tech. It's not rat boy tech, but
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. I mean, it's very tech. Yeah, you can't. There's no dumbing it down. I think it's just pros have learned that there longevity. If you want longevity, you can't go out and be Brian Kaczynski, excuse me. I wish Brian Wismerski was still riding. But Brian Kaczynski goes out and does a nollie hanger down a 20-stair handrail. If he misses, that's like, 9 months out. Where Devin Smiley, for his last edit that just came out, he did like a bunny hop 3 tooth bink to backwards manual to half cab bar. And that's considered a banger. Where, you know what I mean? They're just learning that, like, if you want to last here longer and stay longer, you got to do that. Because look at Van Holman. His body's pretty shot. Matt Hoffman, he's basically in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? His body's
records.
Yeah.
But his body, nothing against him. I'm just saying that, like,
Right.
maybe these kids are getting smarter and realizing that there's a longevity in it. I mean, I'm 35. I don't go out and do anything huge or crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm still riding every single day. So, I don't know. Instagram plays a huge part on everything now. Like, Instagram probably killed the BMX star. I don't know. Because Instagram is a huge thing. What's the first thing you do in the morning?
I think, well, obviously, Instagram.
Instagram.
I
You
think
don't have an Instagram, but...
Right.
Instagram didn't kill him. Instagram made a lot more BMX stars.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't really put any thought into it, but I'm just saying, like, Instagram came along and it changed everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it's also changed like the whole thing, like what even a pro is, like that whole model. Because like if you were on a team and you were going to shops and you were doing demos and kids got a chance to be around you, at least from my experience when I was younger, like those pros were extremely nice guys. And I'm not saying that a lot of people on Instagram aren't, but I mean they almost had to like fit this like higher like profile, so they like lived up to it. And now like I mean anybody can be on Instagram, and
It's impersonal. As long as
Kinda.
as long as your clip is good enough, people don't care who you are or how you are as a person, right?
I guess I'm very personable on Instagram. You either hate me or I'm annoying as shit.
right. I guess I might have said that the wrong way. It's more that like there's not like a model anymore. Like, you know, like a pro used to be a pro. A pro used to be like, if you're on the DK dirt circuit, it was the same 10 guys, 15 guys, whatever, and those were the pro guys. And those were like the people that like you seeked out like after the competitions and everything. And now like somebody can have however many followers, but they could just be at the skate park. Like, I mean, it's just different.
Yeah, well, it's easier now. Like, now you're your own agent. You're in control of yourself with your thumb. You put what's on your phone, you do it. It's almost like, you know, you don't see a million teams getting together and going and doing like Metro Jam or doing this. It's like every kid does whatever they do locally, and they have live, they have Facebook, they have Twitch, they have YouTube Live. There's just so many outlets for them to do it, and it's whatever you're focusing on, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to watch. There's so much. Like, look at live, for example. You can go on live. If I went on live right now, I would probably get 45, 50 people to come onto it, and then in 4 minutes, it'll go down to 7, 8 people.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's really that interested. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? And I try to take pride in my Instagram and try to, you know, like I do my scooter fails in the morning because it's turned into the thing that I've done every morning. And then I try to do something that gives back to mid-school and Y2K riders.
Oh, yeah.
And then I try to do something that's funny, like BMX meme-wise or something goofy. And then I try to give a fresh clip of myself every single day. Now, I don't ride every single day. What I'll end up doing is knowing that I'm not going to ride in 2 days, and I'll stack like 5, 6, 7, 8 clips. And obviously, I can't do bangers. I can barely bar spin. I don't tail whip anymore. I don't do that, but I just ride in my own way that I find fun. And it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It's how you feel about it. And 2 wheels is like the greatest thing. It's the greatest feeling, having your hands on your bars. And we wouldn't be here having this conversation and trying to get in depth about something if we didn't have a passion and a love for it. And the funny part is how many people actually are going to watch this, are going to be the ones that actually enjoy BMX and care for BMX. And without them, we won't grow. And I sound so corny and so preachy, but like I fucking came from nothing, from Great Falls, Montana, and I did everything I wanted to do, and I am where I am now because of everything I sacrificed for BMX, and now I live in New Jersey. You know what I mean? And it's, I don't know, BMX is tough.
Where all have you lived?
Where have I lived?
Where all have you lived? Like
Start at the beginning, too.
Start at the beginning?
Yeah,
The
let's
womb.
go.
The womb.
Yeah.
What do you mean the womb?
your mom.
My mom, okay.
Youngest 17.
I'm the youngest of 17 kids.
That's wild.
How many
Yes.
brothers and sisters?
I have 9 and 7.
Are
9
they
sisters, 7, no twins, and no...
adoption?
No, I'm the adopted one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the real question. How many bathrooms?
How many bathrooms? 1. 1, and it went 3 bunk beds, oldest kid got the middle. But by the time that I was there, it was down to 3 kids. So an older sister that was there for a little bit, and then she left, and my other sister, Angie, she had her own room. And then I was in the living room for a bit. And then I found her weed pipe in her pocket and snitched on her without knowing it because my mom, and she ended up getting kicked out like a little bit after that, and then I ended up getting my own bedroom. And
So you had it good.
no, I didn't, because then all my brothers and sisters hated me because I was the only one that had it. And
Then we brothers and sisters. There's probably a pretty tight knit, like about
no,
being
everyone
honest with each other.
No, everyone hates one another.
Really?
When you have a huge family like that, there's a lot of bickering, a lot of fighting, and a lot of competition.
Oh,
So-
that makes sense.
Mom loves me, dad likes me, mom hates me, dad hates me. You get this much more attention than I get. So it's really tough when you have that one. And when you're the adopted young runt of the family,
Yeah.
like my grandparents got me from when I was a baby, but then my mom would get me and she'd get me taken away by the state, and then my grandparents would get me back, and they adopted me when I was 6.
Okay.
So they had me when I was 6, and then so I lived in Montana. We'll go back to living in Montana. So youngest is 17, living in Montana, and then my real brother got murdered when I was 16, and
How old was he?
he was 13.
Oh my gosh.
So he got murdered when I was 16, and I really wasn't getting along with my grandparents. I was sleeping on my friend's couch, and one night I woke up at like 1 a.m. I couldn't sleep, so I was like, I'm just gonna go home. So I was walking home, and I was walking down this alleyway, and like, you know, when you guys are from small town.
Very.
I'm from a very small town. Montana's small. Great Falls, Montana. So I'm walking down the alleyway, and I feel something, and I look back, and there's like 2 dudes walking behind me. And then I'm like walking, and I'm walking past a couple like buildings, and I look to the left, and there's this van driving really slow. And I got spooked, so I ran, and then somebody said like, get him. And I got like 2 blocks. I hid in these like crates for like 2 hours, and these people were looking for me. I have no clue what was happening. I got home, and then I told my mom what happened. I was like, look, these guys were chasing me. You know, my little brother just got murdered. And then 2 months after my little brother got murdered, I had a nephew that got beat to death with a crowbar.
And this
And
was
they
in a
didn't find
small
him.
town?
Yes. And
Was there like a prevalence of
meth is huge. So HBO's shot 4 specials on meth.
Oh my
in
gosh.
Great Falls. So anyway,
Yeah.
they didn't find the killer for my nephew yet, and I just was terrified. So I called my friend up in Spokane, Washington. I was like, "Yo, can I move up there?" I've always wanted an excuse to move and get out
And
of
this
Great
was at
Falls.
16?
Yes.
That you called your friend in
Yeah,
Washington?
yeah.
Okay.
So ended up getting up there. I stayed up there for a little bit. So I've lived in Spokane, Washington. I stayed up there for a bit, and then I lived in Great Falls, Montana. And then when Portland, Oregon was blowing up and everybody was in Portland, Oregon, I packed all my shoes that I could, stuffed them in my car, and I went to Portland, Oregon, and I stayed there for 3 months, and I lived in my car. And then I have lived in Idaho for a couple months, and then I lived in my car in Long Beach in California, and then I lived in Arizona for 6 months, and then I worked on a cruise ship in Hawaii for 6 months. And then now I live in New Jersey. So it's like 5, 6, 7 spots. And everything I've ever done in life, all the choices that I've made for living, has to do something with BMX.
I was just gonna ask, when did BMX come into it? Which state?
Which state?
Montana?
Montana, yeah. I was, see, most people consider starting riding BMX when they're a little kid and they start pedaling.
Yeah, no.
I don't
No.
I don't
When
start
did you
that
get
shit.
a real bike? And
I got a Hutch Pro Raider when I first started, and my first real bike was a Robinson. So I got a Robinson. I was doing NBL racing at an ABA or NBL racing track, and they had a dirt jumping contest there. And at that time, I could do no footers and one-handers and stuff. That's like the basics that you learn.
Right.
At the time, I was dirt jumping and racing BMX.
what were people doing at the time? And for a comparison, Because things are way different than they were
For
back then.
comparison, at that time in 1990,
The one trick people would like lose their mind.
94,
Oh.
a tail whip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Continue.
okay, so this is 94 or 95. I'm in an NBL dirt jumping contest, and Joe Johnson, the guy that invented the tail whip,
Yeah.
was there, taught me how to 360. And that's where I attribute to first getting the bug of wanting to ride. So I'm 12 at this time. The next year, I learned 540s on a vert ramp, like on a quarter. And obviously I'm not like airing out, just my front wheel would get over there.
Mhm.
I learned those, and then that would be my time. So I would say 12 is when I started. Not when I started pedaling, because I've been riding now for 23 years. Now if we went from pedaling, that's when I was 5. So 30 years, I've been riding for 30. Fuck if I have. I haven't done any tricks.
Right.
It doesn't count. Like wrecking and doing all that falling stuff to me is just a part of it. I don't consider riding until that. And I did my first handrail when I was 14, and the first time I did a handrail,
How many steps? Or is it out in a wedge?
huh?
Your first rail is a
No, my first handrail, we got high the night before, so we smoked weed and some other stuff, and then we went and watched videos, and my friend Josh Parker's like, we're doing rails today, and I was like, all right. So we went down to the local school. There was a 7-stair handrail. Josh was better than me. Josh took one puss run, turned around, did the rail. I was like, oh shit, that's all you do? You just
Jump
do the
on
rail?
it.
Yeah, I was like, nothing, right? So I was like, all right, my turn. So I was like, I ain't pussing out. And I don't like ever since like being young and learning what it's like to do the, like that's a waste of time. So now I don't look at handrails. If I'm gonna do the handrail, I just say, all right, I'll turn around and just go to it. I don't look, I just do them. So I turned around, didn't look, went, missed my back peg, racked my balls. Did the cry on the ground, but I'm still alive. Get up, pussy, do it again. Get back up there, get it my second time. So my friend Josh is like, what do you want to do now? I'm like, next handrail.
Yeah.
So we went like 5 blocks away. We went and did a 5-stair handrail. And I was like, what do you want to do? He's like, bigger. I was like, all right, let's go. So we went to Sears, and they had a 12-stair that everyone looked at. Josh looked at it, one and done. I went right behind him, one and done. Then we're like, all right, well, let's go do the biggest rail in town. The biggest rail in town was 18-stair.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's a pretty great.
Yeah.
so we go to it. Josh looks at it, and then it's like, I'm going. I'm like, all right, dude. Goes, does the handrail, and then I'm like, we're all like screaming. We're so excited. We're like, man, we're gonna be the best bikers ever, because that just happened. You know what I mean? And then it's my turn, and I get on it, and my front peg comes off too soon, and I just go straight to my face. And like a minute later, I wake up with a puddle of blood, and I'm like jumping up, and like my shoulder's completely jacked over, and I thought somebody beat me up. So I'm like running around, but everyone, like my friend Josh is trying to control me, and I broke my collarbone, but I did the one where the bone comes out of the skin. Yeah. So first day, 18-stair handrail, straight to face.
What bike was that on?
That would be an STA 500.
Did you have peg bosses on your forks? Or did you have them on your axles? Remember?
I had Stilgies. No, I just had big ass forks. I can't remember what forks I was running. It wasn't solid. What was it? Hoffman's forks? Big. No, it was Holmes. Or not Holmes, sorry. S&M forks, I think I might have had.
Sick.
Pitchforks. Ditch forks, because it did have the peg boss.
Did it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was the first time doing handrails.
With Montana and growing up there, I spoke to you once about it before. Is it Pearl Jam's drummer that donates all the money
Yes.
to the parks?
Yes.
How many, do you know, how many he's like donated to?
Every year for the
Is
last...
he still in Montana?
Yes, he lives there. He's from...
Matt something, maybe?
I don't remember his name. I just know that he's very mean to bikers. He likes skateboarding, and so like towards bikers he's kind of a dick, but I like the guy because he's been donating for the last 10 years $250,000, and all the parks are fucked. Like
Yeah.
my hometown park has 12-foot bowls with a clamshell, a full pipe, a 14-stair handrail, 6-foot spine, 4-foot spine, everything you can think of in one skate park. In the reservations there's one that's got a $250,000 skate park. There's probably 2 skateboarders and 1 biker.
That's what I was gonna say. Is anybody at
250.
them?
Every single town has been getting them. I mean, to the point where Tony Hawk, my hometown park, Ruben Alcantara comes there all the time. Daewon Sung comes there. Rick Thorne, Alan Cook, just a lot of amazing people come to the parks. Tom Dugan, you know what I mean? The list goes on. Mike Aikens came there a couple times. So everybody, like, Montana is definitely untapped.
Wow.
Especially for parks. I mean, for skate parks, it's super untapped. But I mean, for the streets, even more untapped.
So like if you drive around the cities to skate parks, is anybody there when you get there?
Yeah, they're loaded. And the kids that are from there are just as good as when you go to a big city. Or if not better. Because the hunger for somebody that lives somewhere smaller, you want it so bad. And you don't have what, like, where I live now in New York, I could, working at Merritt, I could throw a jam and a kid could live 20 minutes away from that jam and won't even show up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have the option to do that.
Yeah.
In Montana, when I was younger, I would work 4 days straight to have a 3-day weekend. I would drive 22 hours to California just so I could ride Saturday and drive back 22 hours on Sunday just to ride 1 day. And I didn't care if I rode a curb with Brian Terrata. I didn't care if I got to ride the Primo ramps at Tip Plus. I didn't care what I did, but I just would drive all the time. And kids from Montana, or small towns, I don't care if you're from Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Washington State, there's just so many kids that are so good and that want it so bad. Like, for instance, Mike Hoder. Mm-hmm. Mike Hoder was 13 when I met him when we were at Seattle. We went to the Green Lake Trails, we were riding it, and there was this little fat kid sitting on a bench, and we were getting ready to go, and this kid's like, hey, can I come with you guys? And we're like, yeah, sure. We're like, what's your name? He's like, Fat Mike. Everyone calls me Fat Mike. My name's Mike Hoder. And I was like, oh, cool. He's like, I'll take you guys to my spots. I was like, all right. He's like, you guys grind? We're like, yeah. So we all have like pegs on and stuff, right? We follow this kid. We go to a 6-stair handrail, and he does it pegless. I'd only seen two other people in my life.
How old was he at that time, do you think?
13, 12.
13-year-old Fat Mike doing pegless grind.
Yeah, this is probably 2001, around there. And when I saw that, I was blown away. I saw Matt Piero do a toothpick pegless, and I saw Rich Hirsch do a 50-50 stall on a quarter pegless. Those are like the two people.
The animal video. The one, what's his name? He does the kinker or whatever.
Chris Silva?
Yeah.
No, he does a lot of pegless stuff. It's old video. You've sent it to me before. I can't remember what it was. It's old, and the guy does pegless something crazy.
Huh.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Ayala? Is that the name?
I don't know if he's pegless.
I've
never seen him do pegless.
I don't remember who it was.
Joe Fuller.
Joe Fuller, that's it.
Alley-oop pegs down the ledge. Pegless.
That's Hoder just told me the other day when I was talking to him, when he was 13, he did a 180, like a 180 to 50-50 down like a 10-stair pegless.
That's insane. Did you know Davey Watson? Wasn't he from that area too?
Yes, Davey was from there.
Yeah. Was it him and Hoder? Who'd he run around? He ran around with
it was
Hoder,
guy? and then he ran around with he's hanging out with Darren Reed.
Yeah.
Darren Reed, but then it was Hoder and Davey Watson, and then Jack Maddock.
Okay.
And Jack Maddock used to hang out with those guys. And it's funny, one of the best bike riders out of Seattle, Washington. Well, he's not from Seattle, but he's around that area, is Andrew Carpenter. And it comes full circle. It's kind of funny because my first sponsor was Vandal Bikes. And Vandal Bikes sponsored Mike Hoder, sponsored Andrew Carpenter, Chris Martindale, Kurt Rowell, Mercer. There's just so many riders. Koji Kraft at one time was on there. Troy McMurray was on there at one time for 2 months before his company went down. He had Rat Boy on there.
Damn.
So
Teammates with Rat Boy.
Yeah, so like for 2 months I was teammates with Rat Boy. And at the same time we were the second company to do a pegless setup frame besides what Edwin had.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, I could be totally 100% wrong, but let's just go with it and say I am right. Yeah, so there was a lot of people, and coming from Montana, there's been a lot of great talent that's from there. Joe Johnson's been there a lot of times. Eddie Cleveland lived in my hometown with me for 3 years, about 3 years. Dave Thompson lived in Bozeman, Montana. Caleb Quambeck from Bozeman, Montana. Jace, I forgot your last name right now. Don't get pissed at me. But he worked at S&M and built frames for S&M. And he worked at Solid Bikes building frames for them. So there's been a lot of really great talent that's come out of Montana.
It's funny how there are some states that are more like prevalent. Like Ohio's got a lot of like big riders that came out of it. Like
It just depends who's there.
Simpson.
Like who's there. You had Changa.
Well, that's what I was
You
going to say. Changa, Section 8. You know, like.
Oh yeah, you had Joe Cup and all those guys.
Oh yeah.
You got fourth grade. Fourth grade. Shout out to you, brother.
The flow. I mean, how many good people were?
Ohio was the place at one point.
And
It's who's there. You know what I mean. You got that Baco House, and then you go all the way over to where I was from, in Portland. You had the Penny Mansion, and it was the New York guys that moved over there. You can go anywhere. In POW House that was in California, like going way old school. But it's just the time and place. Like right now, if I had to try to think of like where the Mecca is right now, it seems like
Austin.
No, that was years ago.
That was
a couple years ago.
I feel like right now.
Stuff.
I feel like right now, everyone's just hanging out in LA.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It seems like LA is.
That's like where everyone goes.
You know, Long Beach. Long Beach seems like the big thing right now, and you know what I mean. But
Austin's old news.
Oh, I thought that was still a
yeah. Like
There's still a lot of people there.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. But all the guys that came from all there are like old now. And what's old, which is funny, is I'm 35, and that's for a BMXer to still be riding and doing the thing at 35. It's pretty fucking old. How many sports do you know where the dudes are 35 and still doing that? And you don't.
Curling.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of one.
I'm sure curling has people in their 40s.
Bowling.
Yeah.
Bowling, tennis, pool.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, as an extreme sport, you're not going to get, like, that's the hard thing. Like, skateboarding really takes care of people that are older. Like, that's why I'm super excited that Nathan Williams is getting picked up by Kink, because he's not that old, but he's old enough, and they're instead of grabbing somebody that's 19, they grab somebody that's 28 or 29. I really like that, because that gives hope. Like, we shouldn't have these older riders and then cast them to the side. Like I said with, you know, like Kevin Porter or someone. I'm sorry, Kevin, if you do watch this and you see this, I really love you and that mustache. But I mean, a prime example is like, you know what I mean?
I think we're just now finding out how old people can even get. You know what I mean? Because like the people who are 40 and 50 right now are from an era where there wasn't as many riders. So like now, the younger the people are, the more riders there are. So the longer time goes on, the more we're going to find out how old you can even be.
Does that make sense? I mean, Eddie Fiola and Dennis McCoy just had his.
Yeah, how many of those
Did
guys
he get like
82nd
or
Yeah,
something?
and how many of those older guys are quit riding for other reasons than like the fact that they couldn't? They just stopped. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Like, there's guys. I believe Sean Arata like had a thing where he stopped riding because he started getting a family.
Yeah.
And just
Well, that's,
priorities change.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
everybody does that. Everybody gets
Yeah.
a sample of pussy or gets a car or grows up. That's like part of it. Like I tell every kid, I'm like, look, you're gonna start out as a young kid and you're gonna have a group of 5 guys. I want you to look at all 5 of your friends. Because by the time you're 25, there might be 2 of you left. By the time you're 30, it's either 0 of you left or 1 dork. And that 1 dork really loves that one company from 1998 and has to have every single sticker from that time and everything. because that's what happens. Like, I'm obsessed and in love with the Northwest because that's close to what I am. So I like everything, you know what I mean? I enjoy Low Tech. Blueprint's one of my favorite videos because it's so close. Flow, there was a video called Flow. I really like that. Anything that was close to home is what I really liked. And that's what happens. But in BMX, you know, you get your time. There's a little bit of time. But I just wish it could be like skateboarding where it's like they don't just forget about you when you get to a certain age and cast you to a side. But I'm not a person to pick for it, or, you know, I'm not like the leader of this. I'm just saying that, like, I don't want, it's really fucking sad when I go to a jam and I'm standing next to Van Homan and a little kid gets hyped on somebody doing a bunny hop bar spin, and then I look and I go, do you know who this is? Like, I don't know who the hell that is.
Yeah.
But I know so and so because of this or that. I'm like, it's your job, my job, and your job to tell the generation before you who they looked up to. Like, these kids should know who Van Homan is, who Matt Hoffman is, you know what I mean, and other Flatlanders, Paulo Sica, and all these people. They should know who these people are and who to look up to. Not nowadays where it's just like, I only mess with my crew and this is what it is. And I feel like some of my generation forgot to pass that on. Because when I was a kid, it's like, you need to know this, you need to watch 1201, you need to have props, you need to read Ride magazine, you have to have a Pusher magazine in your house. If you don't have Pusher, you're a pussy. You know what I mean? It's like you had to have a Tech 77 brake lever, or brake. You know what I mean? You had to have a freaking XS tire in the back with a dirt monster up front, and you had a Dave Mirra seat on there, and you had a Primo Mustache bars, or you had Castillo bars cut all the way down, slam bars, you had to have profile cranks. Like, all this was like the staples that you had to have.
Now?
I feel like now...
You just gotta make YouTube vlogs.
Yeah.
And everyone knows who you are.
Well, I guess, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I mean...
It might have been part of, like... I just consider our generation, I'm 31.
Okay,
so like, being a little bit too nice. Because I remember, like, my first time at Changa, I had GT complete, I was 12 years old, dropped into the Mini, clipped my peg on the coping, fell straight to my face, and was just laying on the flat bottom, just like air knocked out of me. And like a dude rolled up to me on the deck and just said, "Get the fuck up." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Because I mean, I was in his way, and then, but then like,
please tell me that was Nate Wessel.
I don't know who it was for sure, so I don't want to say, but yeah, and I just feel like then like. When I was younger, like I just had such an admiration for the older generation, like some of those older guys, and I just wanted to know more. Partly because I was afraid of them, but partly because I just wanted to do what they were doing.
Yeah, showing off almost.
Yeah,
like you wanted to earn their respect.
Yeah, so I just was like trying to like absorb that, and maybe the younger generation is just more independent. I don't know what it is.
I think there's just way more people to look at and way more out there. It's a media overload. You got a million things looking at you at once, and none of them are broadcasting old videos. Like you yeah. Well, how many kids are? Hasn't blown up.
That's to our
true.
generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not directed at the kids. So if like Scotty was talking in one of his videos about how he's influenced by props in his videos, if he like talked about props in his videos and featured like a clip or something, everyone would know who that was. I bet.
Yeah.
And that's why I just, like I was saying with my Instagram, I try to give back to the guys that I looked up to, you know, with the Gons, Rat Boy, Smoker Dave, you know what I mean? Like, people that I idolized when I was younger. Like, me and Edwin were the same age. So, like, I didn't idolize, like, Edwin in that way. Right. It was more of, like, I was competitive because I wanted to be, like, as good as him. Yeah. Never, not even close, but I was like, man, I could ride like him almost kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it was like Dave Frymuth was like a god. Dave Osato.
You're on.
Yeah, you know, chest protector. You know, it's just like BMX is, and this is where it comes back to in full circle. we're three dorks in front of a camera right now talking about BMX.
Well, you guys speak for yourselves. I mean,
He's joking. I said it.
But I mean, that's the whole point. We're in the middle of Worcestershire, whatever this is, in a garage with Harley Davidson, crazy stuff. He's gonna grab a beer. His fishing pole's here. But what we're doing is talking about what we really love, and that's BMX. Like, I'm 35. I don't see myself stopping anymore, and that's the scariest thing to me.
Why is that scary?
Stopping.
Oh,
I've done this my whole life.
I thought you meant.
I don't even know when people ask me, like, are you going to retire? What do you mean retire? How do I retire?
If you're not getting, like, paychecks, there's nothing to retire from.
Right, but all that aside, I mean, just from not like, I started out pedaling, I want to end pedaling. I don't know how, I don't know, like, I guess I'll stop when it's not fun. But there's so many outlets I can make it fun.
You won't stop when it's not fun. You won't stop till you can't.
well, you're still progressing, right?
No. No.
When's the last time you did something new? Something like legit. I mean, it doesn't have to be like an oppo whip.
Last month I did a boomerang.
That's progression. That's a significant trick.
Think about now, talking about that, think about average people. How often do you think the average person learns a new ability or like...
Outside of BMX completely.
Yeah, like completely, like a random person learning how, like, cooks a new meal.
Ask me this. How in the hell does a woman or a man work at an office and they turn 35 my age and all they can do is bitch and complain like, oh, my body's falling apart. Bitch, I fell off a 2-story building
last week.
20 feet.
Last week.
I smashed all the bones in my foot and I'm totally fine. You eat 42 fucking cheeseburgers a day and stuff shit down your face, and then you drink a diet soda and you think that's working. Like, I just don't get it. I don't know where the hell I'm going with this, but the fact is like,
you're doing something. Most people just aren't doing anything.
Right. I think that's a big part of it is when you're just sitting there, I mean, your body's just literally decaying.
What happens whenever you're like, if someone's in a coma and they're not moving at all, when they come out of it, their muscles are gone. Yeah. So if all you're doing is walking from desk to your, like, to the kitchen in the office, you're not doing much.
I just never figured, like, obviously we have like a BMXer brain, kind of like a little bit of BMX shithead built into us, and I just don't understand like how, like, your weekend. But yeah, I mean, people do fun stuff, go out to eat, go get some drinks, hang out with their friends, go see a movie, all this stuff's cool and stuff. But like, I feel like when you're riding bikes, you're continuously like striving to progress, whether you are or not. I feel like that's always on the back of someone's mind, and you're always continuously like failing. And when you do succeed, you come away with like, oh man, I had this awesome weekend. I went up to went up to Ray's and did something different, and just have that you're coming away with. And people who don't have that, or like who play like traditional high school sports, like, sure, that's great if you love baseball. But now you're like 30.
All I can think about is Al Bundy. Al Bundy. Married with children?
Oh, I wasn't. We grew up super religious. I wasn't allowed to watch anything like that.
Oh, that sucks ass.
Yeah.
Congratulations, though.
No, back to that. I think people's goals and what an accomplishment is in people's eyes is way different when you're not into sports or when you don't have a hobby. Like, people's idea of an accomplishment is, I don't know, not passing out before dinner, something like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where we're always like, all right, I'm going to do a candy bar today in a 5-tap. It's way different because you're actually going out and you have to physically put effort into.
Yeah, but right now, this is how much of a BMXer I am. I actually am looking around, and you can't move the camera, but I have been thinking, like, I could fucking feeble this to 270 manual, and I could probably hop on that lawnmower over there and do something on it. Like, anywhere I go, my mind just thinks, like, I could ride that. Oh my God, dude, if I lived here, I would do that. Like, oh, those mountains over there, when you drive past a mountain, you're like, I could jump those mountains. That's
if those mountains were this big, I could jump them.
like everything is just, I think and breathe and live BMX. Like, I wake up in the morning, I do Instagram, and I do my Instagram, and then I do my other Instagrams, and I look for pictures, I look for videos, and I do all these things, and I get inspiration, except for like on my regular Instagram, it's just a scooter wreck. So I look for whatever scooter wreck's gonna make me laugh in the morning, and then I do that, and then I go and shoot a basketball shot I know I'm never gonna make behind my back.
You made it.
I've made it like 5 times. All right, and then I just call bike shops all day long. I talk BMX, I breathe BMX, and I look at BMX, and I feel BMX, and I ride it. Like, my whole life revolves around BMX. But that's the scary part, is like, when it does stop, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with myself.
I don't think it ever will. Can you imagine what it would be like to look at like the perfect handrail and wonder if there's grind marks on it? Like, and look at it and not wonder? Like, not wonder if someone's done it or if you could do it?
How many times have you guys been in like an old school or a church and like you wish you could flip the ceiling around?
Oh,
Just, like,
bridges.
Yeah,
bridges are perfect for that.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like
we're
that.
just
If you could just
sitting there,
flip
like-
it over,
Yeah.
you'd be a perfect half pipe.
Yeah.
You know, everything revolves around that. Like, all of us are guilty of it, and that's what goes back to us sitting here drinking a beer. I'm drinking lemonade, and you're
I wish I had some
combing
water.
your hair. And we're just sitting in here talking into a what is that thing?
Camera?
Yeah.
Microphone?
Camera.
A couple other questions I had for you. That dude, you're gonna have to forgive me because I don't know his name, but you'll know who I'm talking about. He, you guys made that video at like Slick Style Skate Park or something like that. He's a skateboarder. He was on Jackass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's that? Slick Style? The polyester ramps?
Let me be rude and interrupt and do Instagram thing. Hey, we're doing a video thing and I'm interrupting it. That was with Ryan Seminetti. So Ryan Seminetti is one of the original people from Jackass. So a lot of the ideas from Jackass, he did. He is from Great Falls, Montana, and he got a house from his grandparents and tore the whole thing apart and built it into a skate park and lived underneath it.
So that's what that...
Yeah. So
Okay.
that whole weird looking Candyland skate
With the
park.
rollers, I was like...
Yeah, that's his bedroom. That was his whole house. He turned his whole house, which is probably 2 of this garage,
Yeah.
and made it into a skate park. And we just hung out. How did you see that?
Oh, dude, I was just looking up some...
You were trying to get ideas?
Yeah, I was doing some research, and then I went down the wormholes. I found him, and I found a company where he still builds ramps and houses or something like that. And then I was watching Jackass YouTube videos, and
You just got into a wormhole.
oh yeah,
That's awesome that you found that.
yeah.
That was my. I don't know if you watched the one where he blew a fireball on me and set me
Yeah,
on fire.
yeah. He was fire breathing. I watched one where you were. It was like Halloween.
That was
Somebody
no,
was
that wasn't Halloween.
It said Halloween on the title.
Okay. So
I mean,
that was my
led me to believe.
30th birthday.
Yeah.
And we were sitting around his house, and I was like, dude, I've always wanted to throw a birthday party. He's like, you know what? I'm going to throw you one. I was like, hell yeah. He's like, we'll call it your Dirty 30, which everyone does. So we went around town, invited everybody to come there, but they had to dress up in their gayest costume they could.
Yeah.
So he dressed up as like McGee something, and he had like leather, or like he had like disco pants on with like a wig chest, like a chest wig, and like I had like butt implants, like I put pillows in there on these like spandex pants, and I was called like Rim Job Kardashian, and so we like got all dressed up, and we invited all these people, and we invited a DJ, and all that showed up was me, Ryan Seminetti, and a DJ.
Sounds like a party.
So we ended up like, fuck it. It's just us 3. We invited the whole town. Nobody came. Let's just film. So we just filmed, And then they're like, yo, we need beers. I don't drink or smoke or do anything. So I was like, all right, well, let's go to the bar. Obviously went to the bar. It's like my birthday. So this dude showed up and he had a taser. So they tased me. Getting tased for your birthday is pretty cool. And then we like picked up some people and like 5 people came back. And we have this we had like a reclining chair that he put skateboard wheels on. We were pushing people on the ramps. Yeah.
That's all in there,
Yeah, it's in there, and then you get tased in the end of it. So we were going around tasing people, and then we had a contest who could get tased the longest without passing out. I didn't last long. It was like 5 seconds, and I still have the mark on my back, dude. Yeah, because it was the one where you can hear it.
Yeah, where it's cracking.
Yeah, not the piece of shit ones that you shoot them. The ones where it's like that
you
lightning
see the arc.
Oh, dude, it's scary as shit when you hear that. Yeah, and it's always better when you just surprise tase someone, because I've had BB gun wars, rock wars, mace wars are the best. Bear mace wars. You guys are from here. You guys never have bear mace wars?
We don't have bears.
No. Yeah.
What?
We don't have bears here.
We have like
A bear.
So
a bear.
we're from Montana, so obviously the dollar store is gonna sell cool things.
Yeah.
They sold bear mace at the dollar store, so we stole some bear mace.
It would be dollars.
And we went to my mom's house, and it was like me, my brother, and then like a few other nephews, and it was like 3-on-3, and it was like everybody just take like a towel, wrap it around your head, and you just spray one another underneath the door. And the funny part is my mom wasn't home yet, and my mom walks in like, what the because have you ever been, you can't breathe. She's like, and we're just like, fuck her. She came in, man. It's every man for himself. So my mom, like literally for 2 days, we couldn't even go in the house because it was so full of mace in there. It was like orange because oh, dude, we fucked that place up. That was a good time.
That's hilarious. I was just telling somebody, the whole Tide Pod thing that kids are going.
God, yeah.
They were talking about it at work, and I was like, yeah, that's stupid. And I was like, man, a couple of buddies I used to ride with, we used to light like 5 or 6 smoke bombs. They just all put their heads underneath the tarp and just so you could take it the longest. And then you come up and you're like coughing up like blue loogies and stuff. I was like, I guess that's pretty better.
No, it's funny how that goes. I think it's just more of the fact that they film. Like everything is filmed nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of how it is. It's
Gotta get that follower.
yeah. I mean, getting tased is awesome, guys. You should get tased. Getting tased is awesome.
Put that on the list for the next one.
Yeah.
A taser.
Getting a fish hook to the lip sucks.
See that on
See,
purpose?
that's like coming out, right?
Huh?
Well, you
put it all the way
barb
through?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we didn't barb it through, but we just
Yeah.
walked around and cut your lip. But I mean, as a kid, you just do all kinds of dumb shit,
When
man.
you're
And
bored.
that's what's so awesome about BMX. Like, what's so great is all the crazy, weird fucking shit. Like, from, like, crazy rock fights and just, like, lighting shit on fire and, like, destroying stuff was always when you were trail building. When you're out at the trails with your friends or on your way to go build some trails.
And not on Instagram or your Facebook.
No, not at
I
all.
don't think
Like,
people realize that people have always done crazy things. They just didn't put it out there for the whole entire world.
no, not
to
at all.
see.
I mean, I would be in jail for half the shit I was doing
Yeah.
if I filmed it. And that's, it's so funny, like, oh, there's an epidemic of this, there's an epidemic of that. No, there's really not. That shit happens every single day. People get the flu, people die. It's just if 2 people do it, and then another one, it's just they start just keeping. Remember the clown thing?
Oh,
Fucking killer clowns, bro!
Yeah.
All it was some stupid ass kids dressed up in a clown thing, and
Having
people
fun.
were falling for it.
Yeah.
Where all you had to do was stop and beat the shit out of the kid with the goddamn.
And then
red nose.
instead it got onto the news, so real scary people got involved and it actually turned into a thing.
Yeah,
or if they just didn't talk about it, it would have never
Yeah, well,
existed.
that's how it goes, and that's how. I don't know, and I guess we can go. That's why I ride BMX is because of props. Props filmed everything, so whenever a new props came out, I was like, "Oh shit, dude, I have to do that." Oh my god, did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, I wore Road Fulls 1 out. That is the best. I won't want to call it a vlog, but reality TV show ever. I feel like I know Robbie Morales. I feel like Jimmy Levan is my best friend.
Yeah.
Taj Mahalik and Joe Rich don't really talk as much, but I felt like I knew everything and all of that about them because of that. And like Mark and Chris from Props is like, those are like gods to me. I fucking love Props, because without Props and then without Ride and Dig and Transworld and Trend and Pusher and Chase and all these other BMX outlets, every once a month I would go to the local store just so I can get a magazine, and I'd look at the picture and I'm like, what the hell? How did he do that? And I would have to guess how they did that, and I would go out and try to copy that. I'm like, oh shit, dude, that guy was rad as shit, man. I gotta be like Andrew Ferris, and he's a flatliner, and I have no clue how he's doing that, but I think I have an idea, and I go out and try to imitate that. And that was like my source of that. And then every 3 months, Props would come out with one, and we'd watch a Props, or we'd wait for Little Devil would drop one, and then System Cycles had one, and then you would wait. You know, it was always like that. And then DVD came and fucking ruined everything. I felt like DVD ruined everything, because it was like DVD came out and I could just click to it. When you had VHS, you had to rewind or forward, but you didn't want to get up, so you just left it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's like, you know what I mean? And DVD came out and it was like that. And I know I'm being nitpicky here, but I was like, man.
That's an argument you don't hear, though. That you had to watch it or fast forward and sit through fast forwarding.
Well, then if you're fast forwarding, you would fuck up, and you didn't want to go like halfway through someone's video part.
Yeah.
You know, because it was a pain in the ass, but then you'd like back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't
so
hear
you
that.
Just watch
or the tape would get eaten, or it would get fucked up. And that's why I'm collecting VHS tapes right now. I'm like in love with it. I'm obsessed with the fact of just having that history. Like, I've seen the videos, but now I kind of want to own them again, just to know that at any moment I could put that in my VCR and be like, that was the best time of my life. At that time, it's like when you turn the radio on and you hear a song, you can remember where you were and what you were doing. When I watch a video part, I can remember exactly where I was and what I was doing because of that video part. And vice versa. I can listen to a song and then I can be like, oh shit, man, that video part, do you remember that?
You used to always play at skate park, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, like the song would come on the radio, you'd be singing on the deck with people, and you're like, what part is it?
Yeah, everybody does that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That. It's just not as often.
Yeah, it's definitely not as often.
No, well, now
Diary of a Madman came on at Ray's once, like a couple times ago, being there.
It's pretty badass.
It's kind of funny. Tool was like a big thing. Like everybody had Tool in their video parts, and it's like Eagles. I mean, that's why I like Props, because Props would always have like a really dope song at the end.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 10 years from now, people are on the deck, this trap music's playing. You're like, what video part? And they're like, Nathan Williams 1 minute welcome edit for Kink.
Was it?
No.
What is it?
I think a dumb example.
Yeah.
I don't even think that kids would even.
They probably won't.
I mean, it's almost to the point now where I've seen so many repeats on songs.
That is an epidemic. Like, I mean, that.
Epidemic means bad. I wouldn't call it bad.
I think it's bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
with certain songs.
If some kid came out, Joe Schmo, and he took freaking Van Homan's.
There's different. There's a
You
bar.
can't. Nobody can just take Van Homan's anything.
Well, there's a bar. You can't cross the line, but to an extent, nobody cares if somebody takes Mike Spinner's song from some web video 5 years ago.
Well, no,
that's what I'm talking about.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Yeah. Like, nobody cares if somebody steals someone who doesn't matter's song.
Yeah, but that's because they don't pay attention or know history, and there's nobody except for the old farts like us that care. You're younger than us. How old are you? 24? Your values and what you think is a little different. You're actually a little bit better because you're willing to listen and care.
Well, this is who I had to ride with growing up.
Right, so then you're going to care a little bit more.
Yeah.
But a majority of people your age don't give one rat's ass who, you know what I mean, who's who from 2002 to lower, or even 2010 and lower.
Yeah, that's a big topic. There's some certain people who are in trouble for that. Not in trouble, whose fault that is.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But at the same time, I just try to, everybody that's been there before me, I respect them and I really appreciate them guys, because I wouldn't be where I am. Every rider, even new riders nowadays, I could. There's a dude named Rider in Black.
I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I know that dude.
He's
Yeah.
43 years old. I'm obsessed with his ass. Dion's the man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Dion. I love Kevin. Fuck's Kevin.
Miss MISSC
Kevin, yeah.
on Instagram. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. So he's goofy. I love him. And then I could go to Bring Your Own Bomb. There's BWOB. Just some guy that rides a Kmart bike, puts on Jamaican music, and just rides his bike. There's so many people that influence me. And then I can go from that dude and go super hardcore and be like Dave Osato. Super motivates me. Dave Mira's motivated me. Like everybody in some way has motivated me. And even the people that I just don't like any of that riding or any, like flat rail riding. I fucking hate flat rail riding. I think, oh, this is going to sound so bad, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I think the Sub Rosa rail just murdered BMX. I feel like it just came in and it made every damn kid so fucking good. Like, a kid just got on a Sub Rosa rail and was like, oh, I could do it on a 40-stair rail. I did it on a Sub Rosa rail. Why can't I do it on that? And it just, it made them these monsters that they are. Like, every kid, but it's monkey see, monkey do. A kid sees a pro doing this, they just think automatically, I have to do that. It's the same thing when me and you were growing up and we watched Chester Blacksmith bomb a 40-stair handrail. We're like, well, if he can do it, I guess I'll try it.
I don't think I've ever done
I've done like a 28. But what I'm saying though is like
Whatever.
big handrails like that. Like at our time when we were growing up, it was big handrails and big gaps.
Yeah.
With big sprockets and big chains. Like, you know what I mean? So everything gives you a push, a drive. I look at everything from negative to positive. It gives me a drive. Like, you know, there's so many corny things. What are these new stupid freaking things that kids play with or do?
Kendama? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that thing, that corny thing.
The
It's
ball
like
and the thing?
everything. But I mean, at the same time, you know, they had that. And then when I was younger, it was the Nike bracelets that you put on. The sweatbands and those things. Those were corny when we were
Livestrong
younger.
bracelets?
Those guys would look at those and go, oh, you wore Jankos?
Oh.
I wore Jankos. That's
Hell
what we wore.
yeah.
You know, big
Oh, yeah.
silver tabs, like big pants, man. Like, and we wore Airwalks because Brian Foster had Airwalks.
Did you ever wear skinny jeans?
Yeah.
Nice.
Really grilled. When 2006 to 2008 was my skinny jeans era. Same
think that
time
was
that everyone else
everyone's.
did it. And I dropped my seat. That was the years that I dropped my seat, which I never did. Since I was younger, I always had a tall seat post. Not as tall as now, but the reason I have it taller now, it's funny, somebody asked me a question on the question thing. They're like, why do you have, I have more of my seat up there because I don't like crowd, like I like the feeling of my seat hitting. So like when I'm gonna do like a jump, it helps me stabilize instead of like pulling up too much. I know I'm gonna hit my groin, so I don't. I just keep, and then also like, I don't like standing up when I roll back anymore. It just feels so good to sit down and roll backwards. I have no purpose.
You're gonna start cutting out your rollouts too in your videos.
I just don't. I sit down when you go fakie. Do you stand or sit?
Always stand.
You always stand.
Always stand.
Unless I start sitting down, I always stand.
You do too. Well, maybe when you get a little bit older, you gotta sit down. Who knows? I mean, I mean.
Hollywood sits down a lot.
Yeah, and the older you get, I feel like the higher your seat post gets sometimes. It's just, that's how things go.
Mm-hmm.
There are some tricks that like just are better with a higher seat. Like if you're bar spinning, like over like a spine or something, like or a box, it's better with a higher seat. Suicides, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But
I
Nose
like,
pick, no footers.
nose pick, yeah,
That trick.
Turn
Really
around.
short seat.
a
is
lot of nose pick tricks. Like even just with it having that balance point up against your butt is
Turn downs?
Turn downs, because when you squeeze your leg
Oh,
in between
yeah.
the frame,
Yeah,
and
you're
this,
right. You're right. I didn't
that's
think about
why.
that.
That's why, like when you watch Doyle's, it looks so good because it's not like kind of crammed up on the seat where other ones
It's almost
are.
like a point to turn it past.
Yeah, and you get it past because you get it in between the
Chris
seat.
Childs, he runs a high seat.
Yeah,
He's got
he
some
does.
best turn downs.
We just
got
figured
some
out
good
your secret, Doyle.
Yeah.
Look out. It only took BMX 30 years, but we got you.
Doyle's like 17 feet tall though too at the same time.
Yeah.
How long have we been talking on here?
I have to look.
And it's about to die.
No, it's not.
Oh.
An hour and 5 minutes? We still got full batteries.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
That's
An
the
hour and
recording.
five?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blinking's recording. Hopefully it doesn't.
I love that we've been talking for an hour and 5 minutes and you've asked me 4 questions.
No, I
Is it
actually
only
had
four? Is it only 4?
I literally feel like this whole time it's just been more of a discussion than you guys really.
I gotta ask
That's
you a
what it
question.
is.
I don't know if this is a racist question, but your poker room, is that like part of being Native American? Like, is that like, I don't know.
No, not at all.
I didn't know if that was like,
No, that's funny that you say it. No, it's just Montana has a casino on every single block, and it's not the same casino that everyone thinks. It's like a regulations. You're allowed 20 poker machines
yeah.
and keno machines in an establishment, and you can have a liquor license. And there's like I think 100 liquor license in the city of Great Falls, Montana.
And it's not a big town?
No, it's not. It's like the same as here, 20-something thousand, 30-something thousand.
That is a lot of liquor license.
So, man, might be a little bit bigger, maybe 40, 50,000. But either way, I would just rent out a corner of a bar and pay $1,000 for the corner of the bar and put in a couple poker tables. And that's my poker.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I did that for about 10 years. I did the 2006 World Series of Poker. I dealt
How far
that.
did you get?
No, I dealt it.
Oh,
I dealt it.
You were in
I
it?
dealt it all the way to the main event.
That's so awesome.
And I dealt to Phil Ivey and Phil Locke and Norm MacDonald, Jerry Maguire.
Norm MacDonald?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that guy.
He's an asshole. In real life, he was an asshole.
What? Gotta give me a story or something. Yeah.
Okay, so me
This
being
took an unexpected turn.
me being me,
Yeah.
I just have a habit of like forgetting my place, so I just do things I shouldn't do. So we were on break, and all the dealers had to get up from the table. Players get up from the table. Dealers will go to the back. There's like these little hallways, and then there's a tent in the back, and that's our break room. Well, I was on this side, and the tent was way over here. I had to take a piss. I'm not walking a football field to go take a piss. I had to piss real bad. When I just had to get up and then go back here, and it was where all the poker players went. And poker players are celebrities, and celebrities are with them, and reality people, and all these people. So I just took my dealer coat off, put it to the side, and then I walked to the back. And celebrities get these black vans. They're like little like mobile homes, and I just followed Norm MacDonald to the bathroom. So we get inside, and when you go inside, so you go inside the thing. We get inside there. There's a bellman or a gentleman, and he's like, "Can I get you guys anything?
Yeah.
Do you need help?" I'm like, "I just gotta piss." And Norm doesn't really say anything, and we're sitting there, and like we're peeing. We're at the same table, by the way. I'm his dealer. He's the
So he
player at the table.
recognizes you.
So I'm peeing. He's peeing. I look at him. He looks at me, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing in here?" And I'm like, "I'm pissing." And then he's like, "You're not supposed to be in here. You're a poker dealer." And then it was just like, "Well, I had to piss, dude. Where am I gonna go?" He's like, "No, you didn't hear me. You're not supposed to be here." He's like, "You need to get the fuck out." And then that's what I got from Norm MacDonald. Shake my pee-pee and get the fuck out. So he's a fucking asshole.
Right.
Sorry, Norm MacDonald. You're not watching this, so it never matters anyway.
But you never know. He might.
Yeah, but that's what happens in reality. Like sometimes you meet people and you're so excited to meet them and you catch them off guard, or it's a bad day or something, and you get treated that way.
That is true. Like, I thought about that too, like, just your presence and, like, who you are at, like, a skate park, and, like, I mean, I'm older dude, like, I'll get upset when, like, a young kid, like, snakes you. You go up a vert wall, and you come down, and there's a kid there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get mad, and sometimes I will go back to the deck, and you like wrestle with it, whether you like say something to him, you apologize or what, but like, you know, like try not to think of myself as a bad person, but you know, I just got caught in that situation.
Right, and that goes the
and
same.
everybody's like that, I think.
And so are big name pros.
Right,
I've met a lot of pros where I caught them on bad days and they just ignored me. Or, you know, you've met them 20 times, but they've met 100 people. I have met Gary Young 7 times. From 2001 or 2002 till 2010, I have met him 7 times and introduced myself to him 7 times. And each time it was like the first time meeting him. And when I was younger, I was just like, God, this guy just doesn't know who I am. I've met him 7 times. Yeah, your thing died.
Oh, all right. We'll start. You can keep going. You're good.
And so it's like, you know, status, like a thing. I'm obviously like obsessed with a person, or you know, like I like Gary's writing, so I feel like, you know, I would like time, but at the same time, he's at Metro Jam, and I shouldn't be a little kid bugging him and being like, "Hey, Gary!"
Yeah.
So, you know. And anyway, back to the casino. Yeah, I owed $2. Segue.
Yeah.
But
No, I just think that's such an interesting like business to own. Like
yeah, it was great. I made a lot of money, and I traveled a lot, and I did a lot of things because of that. Because I had so much money for no reason that I didn't keep track of, it just allowed me to go and ride BMX. Mm-hmm. So I would just go to work. I would work half an hour on, half an hour. You work 8 hours, but I just made my schedule, or it was like you work 5 hours, but you only work a half an hour of that hour. And I was making anywhere from $150 to $250 a half an hour in tips. Plus I was making the rake, so I was making really good money, but I was stupid. So I was buying everybody everything. I was gambling. I bet somebody like $3,000 I could hold my breath for like 3 minutes. Like just stupid shit. Hell no. I made like 2 minutes and 1 second and almost died.
Yeah.
But the point is when, you know, easy come, easy go. And
that's true.
I made all of that money when I was really young. And now that I'm older, you know, every dollar I get, I'm super excited to make that dollar. Compared to when I was younger, I was just like, oh, who gives a shit? I'm going to make it all tomorrow. Like, I could remember, this is how crazy it was for me at that time. I could remember telling people, like, yo, I don't want to come to work today. I want to go to California. I'll give you my shift. And a shift is worth like $700.
That you're making.
That I'm going to make in tips, most likely. Anywhere in between there. I made really high because I really, really was a real fast, efficient dealer. And then people would be like, nah. I'd be like, all right, I'll give you my paycheck. Now, did you just hear what I said?
Yeah.
I'm willing to give you my paycheck if you work a day for me. So that means that person's going to make $700 that day in tips plus my paycheck. Now, my paycheck is, you know what I mean, like, at the time, the paycheck could be like $500 and something bucks. It's nothing, but I'm going to give you $500 plus I'm going to let you work a day for me. And I remember fighting with people not wanting to work for them. And now, right now, I would shit to make $700 in one day.
Yeah.
Like the money at that time, though, because the moneymaker coming out and the online gambling and the poker boom was so big, there was just an infinite amount of money. And at that time, you could use a credit card to gamble. So people were gambling on credit per se. So
that has to be illegal now, right?
Oh, that was done illegal by like 2008.
No.
And that's why like I'm not in the poker business anymore where I was, because it just...
If you are, I'm not a gambler. If you were a dealer, do people like you because like you're quiet, or do they like you because you talk?
No,
or just efficient.
I am one of those dealers that can talk and deal at the same time. So I can just do this, 2 to call, 2 to call, 4 to call, 5 to call, 6, 7, 8, raise, could do this. I can do everything and keep talking. So I was like one of those dealers that was just allowed to talk, and my mouth would always pay me. So like, I was the type of guy that would be at the poker table And I'd be dealing, but at the same time, I'm gambling with this dude. I'm like, yo, if a 7 comes on the flop, dude, I'll bet you $50. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm doing side bets and I'm winning money on the side. I don't know. It was just, it was like, poker to me is the opposite of BMX, but the risk is the same. I get the same adrenaline rush that I get from flopping 3 of a kind to doing a 360 down a 10 stair. Where I haven't done a 360 down a 10 stair in I don't know, probably 4 years.
Yeah.
I think the last time I did like a 12 or a 13 stair was with Corey Wagowski, and we were seeing who could 360 the farthest down the staircase. And then, like, it was getting so ridiculous with that dude. We were like 3ing a 10 stair, but seeing who could go farther, and he was at like literally almost 3 bike lengths. Like 3, and I was like, dude, why am I doing this?
Yeah, that gets rough.
Yeah. I was like, no one wrecked, but I mean, like, it's funny. I don't know. BMX is just fun. So, with poker and BMX, it's like, it's my yin and my yang, but both of them are just so great. And poker to me is a game of skill, not gambling. Like, I don't go and play poker to gamble. I'm going to win. Now, when I was making all that money, I'm dealing. The dealer always wins.
Right.
I'm not doing anything, you know what I mean? Now, when I said I was gambling, it's gambling when I'm betting whatever mysteriously is
Like
coming
hope
out
something
or
comes up.
holding my breath or doing that dumb shit. That's gambling.
Right.
But, like, as playing poker and doing that, and I made a really good living playing poker and dealing poker. I don't know, I miss poker.
You want to go to the casino tomorrow after riding?
Yeah, I'll go right now.
You're already up there. We gotta wait till tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. There's a casino there?
Up in Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes from Ray's.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can go.
We'll continue this.
Yeah.
Yeah, casino vlog part 1.
You can't have cameras there.
Cell phones.
No. Oh, you can have cell phones, but you get caught, you still get in trouble.
The most gambling I've ever did, I went to Vegas one night, and
I know this story.
I think I lost, I don't know, a couple bucks, but I was like, I'm done. I just sat down on the slot machine, I was putting a cigarette out, and I looked down, $100 bill on the ground. I was like, coming out of Vegas ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was on the way through, too. Like,
Yeah.
You were just stopping.
Yeah.
It's funny. Oh, that's when you guys went to...
He
I drove a car back from LA
Oh.
last year or 2 years ago, and just stopped in Vegas for the night.
Vegas is a great place. Vegas is another one where Vegas has a lot of talent, and there's so many good riders there. Vegas has like 34 skate parks.
Bentley? Is he from Vegas?
No, Josh Bentley's from Arizona. He lived in Vegas.
Okay, yeah, that dude. Whatever happened to him? Like,
He's still riding. He hangs out with Kyle Carlson and kind of does the Vital BMX thing.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like I remember seeing his name, but not any.
No. It's like he's really good friends with that. But I mean, there's some great people that are from Vegas, man. Rubio brothers, fucking Alex and Mark, fucking most amazing bike riders ever. Ryan Mills.
yeah, I forgot.
George Bugby, Metal George. Metal George is the guy for, remember Meet the Streets when they went to Vegas? Yeah. He's the guy that every single props, anybody would hit him up, Metal George, and ask him for spots. I love you, Metal George. He'll watch this. He's the man. Vegas has everything you could ever want in the world. If I could live anywhere besides Long Beach, it's going to be Vegas. I forgot. I lived in Vegas 3 times. So I've lived in Las Vegas. I forgot about Las Vegas too. That's so funny. Oh God, Vegas is great.
They got that skate park, Craig Ranch.
Well, that's a newer one, but
Yeah.
Anthem used to be the skate park where everyone would go. That used to be the park in Henderson, Nevada. You would go to Interbike, and then you would go right up to Anthem.
I wish we went to Anthem instead of Craig Ranch.
Yeah, Craig Ranch is slippery, and it's
So
got all
slippery.
the security
It's worse
guards
than
with
Ohio
machine
Dreams.
guns. Security guards and machine guns is pretty hard.
I didn't
At a
see that
skate
when I
park?
was there.
Yeah.
I was there mid-July.
They pulled the guns on us the time when we went 2 years ago or 3 years ago and kicked everybody
When we
out.
were there?
No, this is a year before you.
Okay. Yeah, when we were there.
I went
there was
solo
only
that
one
year. That we got kicked out of that one though too, didn't we? Because the kids were climbing on the thing and then
guy. We weren't at Craig Ranch together.
Oh, you didn't go there? Oh, okay, you didn't go for that thing and somebody shot a gun off in the air or something crazy?
At the jam?
Like in the parking lot.
Oh my god. I remember you guys talking about how y'all got kicked out.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. But
I didn't know it was because of a gunshot. Jeez.
Vegas is amazing. You ever want to go Red Street? Vegas has everything you could ever think.
They're not going to have Interbike there anymore.
Where are they going to?
They moved it to like Utah or something.
Utah.
Something weird. Yeah, they're not. It's not.
Oh,
there.
Reno.
Somewhere.
I thought. Well, they tried Reno one time, and they tried to do it, and they've always done it. But I think it just makes no sense for anybody to really go there. It's super expensive.
Not for BMX.
Yeah.
BMX is like worthless.
We just
for
need
anybody.
another, Texas Toast or another.
Yeah, Texas Toast.
Swamp Fest.
By far.
Well, I guess Swamps Fest is the new thing, but the shit that sucks about that is location, man.
And it's not about industry at all.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying though is location, man. Like, and that's the hard part. Like,
At least
I can't.
with like Texas Toast, I mean, you're flying to Austin, which is a major airport, and you can get decent flights. I mean,
Going to, it's just an excuse. I can't go. I would love to go. I mean,
yeah.
Trey, I would love to go, but it's Florida. You know what I mean? Like, if you had it somewhere more centrally located, like, that's the thing. Like, Vegas isn't there is nothing centrally located, so it doesn't matter.
Carl in Nebraska.
You know what I mean? Metro Jam was out in
Right in
Toronto
the
or
middle.
freaking, Vancouver at one year, and then you had Roots, which was down in Florida. Then you had Meet the Streets, which Ron Wilkerson was doing, and shit, he was doing it everywhere. San Francisco, did it down in San Diego, he did one up in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and then what was the newest thing? Meet the Streets was a Red Bull, but that was more pros doing it. And then recently is the Monster Energy Drink Street Rides Street Series.
Yeah.
Now Swamp Fest, and then hopefully Swamp Fest, that'll be. It seems like everything goes 4 years. Backyard Jam, the Derby Jam, those are all 4 years. It just seems like.
Really excited to see how Baco turns out.
Oh, Baco's
sure.
February 3rd?
Yeah, it's coming up. I'm not going to be able to go, but
Yeah.
I really hope there's a big
How
turnout
far is
for
it?
What is it, Chicago or Milwaukee?
It's isn't it at Ramp Rider? Not Ramp Riders.
No.
It's at Four Seasons.
Four
Yeah,
Seasons.
Four
Yeah,
Seasons,
Milwaukee.
that's what I meant.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I was
Those are
trying to
fun.
find the information for it just the other day, and I couldn't find anything. So, like, the only place I found information was on Jeff K's Instagram.
Yeah,
So that's kind of not.
It's
a
at
good
Four
thing.
Seasons. Go to the Four Seasons skate park.
Yeah.
Look up on their website.
But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't seem like a ton of people are putting it out there, though.
Yeah, I guess. That's been around. Baco Go-Go. That's
Yeah.
been around for 20 years.
well, last year, Baco, didn't they let everybody know like a month or less before it?
Well, they
What's
were
even
going to have
happening?
this one. They canceled it because of the place.
Yeah, the year
Yeah.
before that, it was like a month before.
Right. I mean, that's what's hard when you got to travel. I mean, when you're 31, you got family, you're trying to travel.
Do you have
Well,
kids?
I just got one, yeah.
Oh,
But
congratulations.
thank you. Just hard making plans
Oh, yeah.
that quick.
And when it comes to Baco, it's a older person
Right.
orientated thing.
But fun.
Oh, yeah.
What happens at Baco stays at Baco, boys.
Not anymore.
Well, they're
It's,
doing,
it goes. What happens at Baco stays on Instagram. Then it shows back up the next year.
Baco Uncut. They only showed that one time. And if you didn't show up, if you weren't one of the 100 people to show up for that jam in 2000, what was it, year 2000? And they had Baco Go-Go, and they showed Baco Uncut. And everyone wants to say, you don't even know, do you? Do you remember hearing about Baco Uncut?
I was literally.
Am I the only?
I was 7
Oh,
in
you were
2000.
7? Okay, well, I was old.
I was gonna say I started writing in 1999, so
Oh, you did?
yeah.
Oh, wow, you're a late bloomer.
Yeah, it's,
I started in
yeah.
2006.
You started in the Eddie Cleveland phase, and you still haven't left those pants.
I don't even know who Eddie Cleveland is still.
Oh
What?
my gosh.
Really? Wow, dude,
I never watched videos, man. I've still only watched probably 4 entire video, like full lengths from beginning to end.
Which ones?
Electronical.
691.
Okay,
It
that,
counts.
that counts.
It counts.
I didn't think about that one, so it
Yeah.
might be more. The Daily Grind DVD that they did.
That's a DVD, doesn't count, and that's not.
Well, then none of them count except 691.
Yeah.
You haven't watched it. You haven't watched Criminal Mischief?
No, I've seen Van Homan's part.
Oh
Little
my
Devil.
gosh.
Have you seen Little Devil? Seek and Destroy?
We'll just say that I haven't seen anything you're gonna list.
I'll give them to you this week. I got the collection.
You haven't seen
edition.
Blueprint.
Why do you think I'm so weird, man? I don't have influences like that.
You have internet right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well we're gonna go to BMX movie database, and
Great website.
I'm gonna break this kid's cherry, and we're gonna watch. I have one of
What did I watch?
1201.
Okay, I watched 101 BMX tricks. I did watch that
Oh,
one.
there's so
Why
much
would
culture
you watch
in
that?
So much
Jesus.
culture.
Because he told me to watch it.
There's
That's
some sick,
why.
there's some sick tricks in there that people just don't do anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, plain and simple.
Yeah.
That's funny that you watched that one. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You haven't watched Baco 10, Baco 9, Baco
I have
8?
Baco 10 on a DVD that I've had probably since 2008.
And never
I've
watched it.
never watched it. I think,
Baco 10.
is it on DVD?
Yes.
Yeah, I have that in my room right now.
Who are you?
Me?
Dirty Deeds. That was the first VHS I ever bought.
Wow.
That was
Uh,
still probably one of my favorites.
Mike Escamilla was 15 and did a 50-50s.
Rail to bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did an ice pick in it. I don't think he was the first person to do an ice pick on a handrail, but he was pretty close. He did
There's
a
a
crook.
couple. Yeah, I was gonna say the crook. Was he the first one crook or handrail?
Maybe.
I bet so. So I
Maybe.
know in that video part, I think he had like 3 things that were like first evers.
He did bar, he did no-hander, and he did no footer. That's what I remember. And he did an ice pick.
Taj does that huge red rail and does no hander down it.
Yeah.
During the rail.
Austin or wherever that is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scum 1201. Is it? No, that's in that ain't dirty face value.
I don't think I know face value.
God damn it. I'm the old dork here. See how much 4 years changes though? Remember I was telling you before, like every 4 years it's like a new rotation of people.
Yeah, but I mean,
We've been in this coaster flat ledge era for a lot longer than 4 years.
What?
The coaster flat ledge.
I'm just talking
flat
about
ledge era.
like people.
yeah. Plus, like when I started, I was buying like whatever was like the cheapest thing on like
Yeah,
Dane's
poverty.
Comp.
You were buying poverty bikes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, you know, that's what I had money for, and like Dirty Deeds was like $1.99, and I mean that came out in '96. I started in '99, so like that was already like a super old video. But it was $1.99, so I got that.
Do you still have it?
Oh yeah, I got that.
You still have it?
Yeah, Intuition.
You still have it?
Yeah, I got Hoffman's testimony, a bunch of props.
Which props? You guys know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
All the ones you need.
Don't get me started, boys!
Yeah. No, I got a whole stack of stuff still.
I just-
VHS.
I
Dead
got a
Sailor
shitload, too.
on VHS.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's real good.
I like that.
Yeah. Just hang on to stuff, you know?
Back to your riding.
Yeah.
Why'd you put on front brakes?
Why did I put on front brakes? Number one, because I wanted to do something different and the possibility of maybe doing something different. But I was watching like a lot of Dave Osato stuff, and I just saw how amazing he was with a front brake. And I was like, you know what? He's so damn good, I could do this. And then I got a front brake, and I can't do
Like,
it.
oh,
Yeah.
I suck. And it's just, I don't know, like you go through phases, man. I have done everything that you can do for setting your bike up. I have done gyro pegless, I've done gyro 4 pegs, front brakes, back brakes, I've done the race bike, I've done 48, 36-inch wheel, I've done the big sprocket, 22 sprocket, I've done 175 cranks, 165 cranks, I've done slam seat, tall seat, 4-piece bar, 6-piece bar, front load, top load. The only thing really I don't care too much for is because I like bitch pedaling, so I
don't
just
want a
can't do
coaster.
the coaster again. I did the coaster a little bit, and I just,
Did you get snipered with it on rollouts?
every time I went to do a turn down, there's just a little bit of part where you have to set your feet right. I couldn't turn down. I couldn't. Obviously, I can't full cab with it. I could do one little full cab, and it felt like shit. And my whole riding is nothing but full cabs. Like I literally have to manual bitch pedal, and then I just do a lot of full cabs. Go to a grind, go in a circle, grind, go in a circle, grind, go to a manual, pull up bar out. Like I don't know. You get to a point where you do certain tricks, and that's pretty much all you're gonna do because you feel comfortable and that's what you like to do. And every once in a while, you're like, oh yeah, I could do no-hander one-footers. Oh yeah, I could do foot jab whips. Oh yeah, I feel like a tail whip today.
When was the last time you did a tail whip?
May of last year. Fly
I
out.
can't believe you know the date.
I think it was May or June.
Yeah.
I did it on a jump box. And I think it took me like fucking 20 tries to get both feet on because I have a habit of.
Tails are
No
hard.
matter how many people are doing flare whips and flare double.
Aren't you
twists
supposed to
and all
catch
stuff.
with your front foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I catch with my back foot.
Oh,
and then
That's
I
a good way to get a
fucking
shinner.
shinner all the time.
Yeah.
But I do the.
Oh, out to the side.
Yeah, I don't know how to keep it underneath me. It's just been. I've done them. Like 1 year I had it where I could just tail whip. I could hit a jump box, tail whip. I could air out, tail whip. I could fly out, tail whip. Hit a hip, tail whip. At that time though, I was pegless, so it was like really easy, and I could just stomp them. And then I broke my foot doing a tail whip. I was like,
Done.
fuck this trick,
Done.
I'm done. You know what I mean? And I over rotated a 720 in 2006, and had to be put induced to a coma. In a coma because my appendix blew up and it ruptured my rectum. So I stopped doing that fucking trick. So it's like
surgeries.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sounds
I was in debt like $150,000 from that one. It's funny with BMX. You'll get all excited. You'll have a trick dialed, and then you'll have that one wreck. And sometimes you don't come back from that wreck. I mean, like when I was younger and 14 and did that 18 stair handrail, like it took 3 months to heal, and then it took. Fuck, I didn't learn from that one. I think I went right back to just. I didn't do that 18 stair handrail until I was like 21. So I waited 7 years to go back to that handrail. Like that thing was bad for me. But then once I was like 21, I was like, this thing's fucking pussy shit. Like I got this every time. Which it was like the best setup one. It was those ones where it's scary enough, but it's got a kink at the bottom, which is my favorite because it.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love those ones. Da-dong! You just get that. Da-dong! Like that one was perfect. But I've had. Recently, the thing I stopped doing is I can't do them really well. Is foot jam whips on a, foot jam whip on a quarter. Like I did the go to foot jam whip and miss, and then the bike still rotates and you land your back on the peg. So I still got like a big mark on there. I just recently went to plastic pegs, and I did an aluminum handrail for my first time, and my crank arm moved down, so I got ejected and landed like my hip on a curb. It was on Instagram, but
Jamie, can you look that up for us?
like I just won't. I won't like do aluminum rails or whatever, not with a plastic peg.
All right, let's take it back. You said you wanted to put front brakes on to do something different. We've talked about this before. I know your feelings on it, but do you think that there's new tricks out there? Like, can somebody go out there and, like a foofanu? Remember, that's our example. Like, is a new trick like a foofanu or a foot jam or like a tire tap, stuff like that? Is there something out there, or we've done it?
There's variations to things. Right now,
No variations. We're talking like bare bones, like turn down or a bubica, foofanu, stuff like that. Like a base trick.
I can like.
Obviously, we can't just come up with it off the top of our head.
Where would we be doing it?
Yeah, do you think it's out there? Because like one thing,
I think the next thing it's gonna come to is something that Craig Mass, when Craig Mass used that little fucking bump and he did a flare on the ground, that was monumental.
Yeah.
The first time, I think it was '98, when I saw Ryan Nyquist backflip a spine, was fucked up. Like things that are like that, but I feel like those big huge things are gonna come to the bunny hop.
I just saw a kid on a scooter. He couldn't have been more than 12 doing bunny hop flares on the top of a box jump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
crazy.
Like on a bike, I feel like, you had a Stevie Churchill doing bunny hop 720s. Garrett Reynolds did a bunny hop 720. There's a Lucas something kid.
Lucas Lage or whatever.
Yeah, that kid's doing bunny hop 7s. Like, I feel like I saw some Russian do bunny hop triple bars.
That doesn't even sound possible.
How much time?
Yeah.
Was he busting them?
Yeah.
He's Russian. He can hop this high.
Yeah.
He's got time.
I feel like maybe like I can't think of something. Oh, I got one that hasn't been done. No one has done a kick bar spin bunny hop.
Like can where you can bring it around.
No, you do.
There's a bike right here. You can practice.
No. You just do a bunny hop and then you kick your bar.
Like the
Peg, you can kick the peg, you can kick the handlebar. No one's done that. So a kick bar spin.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's your banger.
I've asked multiple people, like Kevin Porter, I've asked a lot of people for that one. I mean, that's like one that comes to my head, but like.
But that's still a bar spin. I'm talking like a brand new, like a toboggan, like is a combination between like half an X up and a C crab, like something completely new. You think anything's
I think
left?
the guy's last name is Tabachi or something that invented the toboggan, and it was in 1984 or 86.
Do we do it all?
You can watch Ride On. We're gonna watch Ride On. After this, we're gonna go watch Ride On.
I think I did watch
I think I told you to watch Ride On.
I did.
The guy that does all the fly out tricks, he does a can in between inside his frame. He does an over can into his frame. He does like the fucking take the foot off, put it wrap it around the front of the frame. Everything that's ever been done is on Ride On, and Chad Harrington has done it. That's the guy's name. Fucking guy's fucked.
Yeah.
As like tricks, I don't know. How about I can't think of something that you asked me on this.
Of one.
No, but I will give you two right now, and if maybe somebody's watching this and you do this, you are a god to me. I really bad want to see a bunny hop 360, bunny hop 360 to 50 down the handrail, and I want to see bunny hop tail whip to handrail. Now, Dave Losato's tried it, and the 360, Jay Miron tried it, but both of them did it for ramps. I'm talking at a street spot, on a fucking handrail, somebody does a bunny hop to 360, but the only way to do the bunny hop 360 is you're going to have to do it inwards and over.
I've literally thought about that trick before.
And with tail whip, you're going to have to catch now. Dylan Lloyd has done tail whip to ice pick and tail whip.
Yeah, but we're not talking you're bonking the end of the rail.
I know, but I asked him, I was like, dude, can you do it? And I think Dylan Lloyd can do one of those. If anyone does the 360 to fucking handrail, it's going to be Dan Lacey. I know you're not watching.
Yeah, he did the 3 to ice, but it was a bonk at the end.
Yeah.
And we want the whole rail.
Yeah, but those are the two ones that when I come down and I talk to my friends, I'm always like, those are the two that come to my head of like things. But then we go back and it's just like Kurt Schmidt's done so many things. Rick Molinterno's done so many things with brakes. Kurt Schmidt's done a lot with back and front, and Dave Frymoose done a lot. Patty Gross, holy shit, Patty's done.
He can do everything.
Patty video was
Rob, now
that was nuts.
the one person that doesn't get any credit,
Rob
Ridge.
Rob
Nolly,
too. I mean,
Tom Haugen.
I'm just saying, too.
Rob Nolly's doing like a decade over a sub rail.
He's doing like 100 different tricks in one video.
But then those guys, like Rob Ridge is kind of...
Rob Ridge is just literally like, everyone else is here when it comes to tech brake tricks. Then there's Rob Ridge adding in a downside whip to one-handed nose pick whip into everything else.
It's almost like when people see things like that, it's like Patty. They're just like, they take it for granted because it's just like, ugh. But they're so good, they don't understand how hard that really is.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy, I think his name's Kevin Cortez or Kevin, they call him the Goot. And he has done 360 switch-handed lookbacks.
What do you mean?
Fathom that motherfucker.
What do you mean switch?
360, switch your hand.
Oh, okay.
No, like,
how
even,
it looked back
was that
normally.
Tom Strebe? Was it Tom Strebe, right? The dirt jumper?
From Redline?
Yeah, he used to do, like, turn down seat grabs over doubles.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like,
What about Cameron Birdwell? Cameron Birdwell does Superman seat grab, peg grab, and he's done double peg grab.
And then you got X up Canadian nose to bar. He did that too.
Yeah.
Ooh, Cam Birdwell.
he did X up crook down around.
Yeah.
They
He did the
posted
first
that
one that did the
because
crook.
that's the reason we talked about, because there was this story about how he just didn't ride for however long. You told me the story, and then he went and he won the dirt jumping contest at Woodward.
No, it
or
was Warriors of Wood. The one Mike was.
He
like,
won this
the
contest
best trick or something.
by doing that peg Superman craziness after not riding. And I only brought that up because I saw the X up Canadian to bar that he did on a 6 foot concrete quarter.
And you know what makes me laugh is we can go through things and, tribute for what they've done. And like you're naming what Cameron did there. Like a street rider is the one that got people doing variations on dirt. Troy McMurray did a dirt jumping contest and was doing 360 variations over each jump. And he's attributed to doing some of that, which is crazy to me. To think that like a street rider, but I don't know if you've ever seen the shitty. Oh, you haven't seen it?
Yeah, I haven't.
He does.
He does street rider, but
360.
he
But
rides
you gotta
everything.
think about that too. Everyone back then rode everything.
360 and then put both your fucking feet on the
Neil
floor.
Armstrong.
Is that what it's called?
Neil Armstrong.
Hollywood did that when he was like 12.
Troy McMurray's older than Hollywood.
Yeah. No, but like Troy McMurray, I mean, right street and everything, but like he
Everyone
kills
rode
concrete
everything
parks
then.
and like deep bowls
Oh,
and like
he's so good.
everything. Like
Colorado Springs, Duncan Gore.
That
Yeah,
guy's crazy.
Duncan.
Doing suicides over a snow-covered box jump. Like, are you
Did
kidding
you know
me?
he's like, I think he's 46 now.
He does a handrail every year on his birthday. or
Yeah, I
whatever.
keep trying to give him pegs, but I can't get a hold of him. I want to give him pegs so he can do them on some Merritt
Dude,
pegs.
he's
yeah,
so.
dude, it's sick.
He's
Troy, we got a buddy Troy who lived in Colorado and said he's just like all around great guy.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, he's amazing. Somebody randomly gave him my phone number, and he would prank call me like every 4 or 5 months, and the stuff he says in his prank calls are like believable.
That's funny.
So yeah, this is John from the Orchid. Just want to let you know that we got some bugs over at your house. And, I don't know, just like an example, but I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's funny. You can go right now and think about a BMXer you really like. Who do you like? What BMXer do you like? Think of a big name. Give me a big name. Yeah. I love that you just say BMXer. Forget pro, it doesn't matter. Just BMXer. What BMXer could you meet right now that you look up to? Just give me one.
That's hard for me because I was.
Just anyone right now.
Say Scotty Kramer.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Because that's the only one. Scotty Kramer is the only one.
Okay, so picture getting to know him and hanging out with him. He's no different than anybody else.
No,
and it's
you're
funny.
right.
But you're putting the word pro and you do that, but it's
You put the word pro
Actually,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, you told me to pick a pro.
Well, I just figured it'd be someone easy.
Yeah, I don't.
Pop to your head.
it's
That's hard.
BMX.
Yeah, we're all the same. That's like I don't look at people differently just because I don't get starstruck.
Yeah, right.
That's our inside joke.
Joked about that for a long time.
It's funny now that I'm older. Oh, I just sucked someone's dick the other day. So I went.
That's the whole thing. I'm cutting that part out and putting it out.
So we went to Penn State,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there, and I'm next to a fucking legend. Like, I'm next to a godly of
I'm
gods,
trying to think. What's
and I don't even realize it's him. And someone comes up and goes, "Psst, do you know who that is?" And I was like, "No." They're like, And I was like,
Vic Murphy?
no. I know Vic. I've hung out with Vic. No.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Jamie. I was like, oh shit, Christopher. It was Christopher.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he gave me the clues. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh. And then I get over to him. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna suck your dick. And everyone knows how I get when I see someone like that. Like, I saw Butcher. I got all excited. I saw Isaac McRae. When I saw Isaac, I was all excited to see him. Ground Chuck's the man. It's like when I meet someone. Oh my god. I'm in California. I'm riding my bike, just being retarded, doing nose picks. I'm looking around, and there's some people showing up. And there's this dude that comes in. He's got like a hat on, and he's got a weird little mustache that curls up. And I was like, oh, Dirt Ron's here. I was like, that's awesome. I've always wanted to meet Dirt Ron, but I just didn't really pay no attention. And then I see the dude start riding, and then I see this move. The guy comes up to the bank and goes, and then goes, and I was like, oh, Kevin Porter! And I just had a boner. And it's so funny how in BMX, a person can just do any trick. Like, they have that one signature trick.
Yeah.
Doyle's got like inverts and his 360 turn down. You know what I mean?
Hurricanes, 5 to ice. Yeah.
Like, everybody's got like that one signature trick. Vic Murphy's tabletop, or the one-footed tabletop off the curb. It's like all these people have these tricks, and it's just like, I don't know, Kevin Porter did that trick, and it's like, oh, that's Kevin Porter.
Mm-hmm. I got two. One is, I'm going to tell a story for you because you're probably not thinking of it. We were talking about people and meeting people. We're in Buffalo, loading our bikes onto my car with Charlie, and all of a sudden he goes, oh, hey, there's Jim. And Jim runs over because he's in the middle of his group running with people as normal. And then Charlie introduces us, and before he can even say who Sponge is, he goes, oh, you're that guy who did the X-Up nose manual, right? And we're talking about Jim C.
Yeah.
And Sponge, you're probably the first time you ever met him, right?
Oh,
yeah, so like, and he just knew who you were, and that was like the highlight of the trip for you.
Yeah, pretty.
I don't think you even said anything.
For me,
I don't think you even said anything after he left. You're just like, whoa. But I wanted to tell you this story, and this is the perfect time to. Did you see my post on Facebook last week about wanting to see a flip to sprocket on a street spine?
Mm-mm.
Well, I posted on Facebook, I said, in what video can I see a backflip to sprocket on a street spine? And so people were commenting, saying stuff. There was a couple videos posted. No, just on a street spine. And then a couple people said Jamie Spritzer in his part in midwear. So I didn't find it that night. I found it the next morning, and I watched the part, saw that he did it, flipped the sprocket to fakie, then he did flip sprocket 180 on a street spine.
Wow.
And so we're at Raves, and then somebody says the name Jamie, and I'm like, wait a minute. Are you talking about Jamie Spritzer or whatever? And he's like, yeah, right over. I'm like, hang on. I just watched this, like, this is weird. So I went over and started talking to him. We got into talking about the same stuff. We were just talking about, like, impossible trick ideas that we all had. But I'm like, that's so crazy. I watched this video with him this morning. Didn't know who he was other than his name until this morning. And now he's at Raves, and we're hanging out talking about stuff. And he already, like, he knew Lip Lords.
Really?
Yeah, like, he said something. He's like, are you from, like, Carl's area? Or I see you in it. So I'm like, no. An hour south of here, and talking about Lip Lords and stuff. He already knew about it and everything.
That's really sweet.
Man, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah, but that's how small BMX is.
it is. That's what I mean. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, have you guys? Well, I mean, I've got Rodeo Peanuts Instagram, and like, it's funny when you see like a comment on Rodeo Peanuts Instagram, and it's somebody you know, and I'm like, I know that person. They're commenting up, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's so small.
Yeah,
so small. Everybody knows everybody when you've been in it long enough.
You gotta watch more videos.
Yeah.
You piss me off.
I'm sorry. It's true though.
What kind of teacher were you dick?
We were making videos instead of watching videos.
And
I've been making videos in this driveway since I started riding. I have literally, like, I mean, what percentage would you say of tricks that I have on video that were the first time I ever did it?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, of the tricks that I've ever done.
You don't have ramps here?
I used to.
Yeah.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, what
I'd
percentage
say
would you even
definitely.
say? It's gotta
Definitely
be
over 50.
Oh, way
Yeah.
over. Because every single time I ever did a new trick, I just filmed it.
Yeah.
No
That's
matter
on the
what it was
internet,
for.
or that you've
Just
filmed?
filmed
Oh,
in
that's
general.
probably were like 75%.
Gotta be most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I never cared about watching videos. That's like why meeting Scotty was cool and how he like already knew who I was and stuff because he was the one. Like if there was any rider that I like looked up to, it was Scotty, and the people in the 2006 Dirty East video. But
That's so weird.
that video.
And then it comes down to age once again, because
Yeah.
like Scotty's younger than me, so I like don't think of Scotty that way. I just think of Scotty as being on felt and doing the
Well, it was
a
just-
booba cut a front flip.
Yeah, well, it was just random chance that I found some felt video at a concrete park and thought it was the craziest thing ever.
It still is a crazy.
Yeah, you're right. It is. I just went and watched it after.
Does he do
seeing
like
it
double
race.
whip to ice 270 or something?
Nah,
Double whip tap
nah.
to ice 270?
Not in that video, but he's doing flare to 5 tap to ice, tail
Yeah.
whip, and crazy stuff
That's
like
nuts.
Him and who's that dude from the UK? Scotty
that.
and
Chris Kyle was doing flare
no,
to
not
5
Chris.
taps.
Not Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle's nothing compared to this. Mark Webb.
Mark Webb.
and Mark Webb's doing
I've
knee foot jam whips.
I've had legitimate arguments with people
Knee
about how
foot jam
Mark
whips.
Webb is the best. Literally just the best, because he could do anything he wants. Like, people will argue, like, Dennis Anderson and stuff like that. I'm like,
Dennis there.
he is
Really
he is like
Yeah.
the best. But if Mark Webb focused on like he could do anything besides maybe like gnarly crazy drops.
I was supposed to say Anderson does like dead man stuff.
Besides like dead man stuff, I don't think dead man stuff makes you the best. When it comes to pure ability to do tricks and everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not gonna see Dennis doing 5 tap ice. Down
Then
with
it just
him.
comes down to who's the best BMXer, but we all know the best BMXer at the moment is Garrett Reynolds. Then
Oh,
the other question
yeah.
is how long is it going to be until somebody finally beats Garrett Reynolds?
Oh, that
Because-
dude. What's his name?
Courage Adams.
Yeah. He's on
But-
the radar. He's
but
on the radar.
there's Devin Smiley's pretty good, but he's
Yeah.
not as good as him.
Courage Adams just has got that style and that bike control and can do big stuff.
But Garrett's been murdering it every video
Yeah.
part he comes out with. It
And-
takes a kid
and-
2 years to catch up to that.
And Garrett
Yeah.
used to win Detour Park gold like every time.
Yeah.
Like
I think he was at the last Chenga contest. Pretty
he
sure
was
he
in the Flow Dirty East 2006 video
Uh-huh.
in a bandana with long hair and doing
Uh.
crazy stuff.
Looking like you.
No, his hair was way longer and poofier. He looked
Yeah, but he was wearing the same getup pretty much. Probably had orchid shoes on too.
Yeah. with Mirsky's shoe.
Yeah, this is Brian Wismerski's shoe. Shout
What
out.
size?
12.
Those don't fit you. Why are you wearing 12?
They fit me.
What size shoe?
Gotta wear 14 socks.
yeah, don't you see all the socks I got on?
What size shoe do you wear?
10 and a half.
Okay, so you're in the same boat as me.
Orchids are all different though. Like their size is weird. I got a pair of 9s in there that fit perfect, and they're not the Van Honen ones I was talking about. They're a different pair. They're weird.
You guys want to wrap this up?
We need to talk about something
What?
about you.
Well,
A little
ask.
bit.
You haven't asked.
No, just
gonna talk though.
Thank you for being so patient.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
fun.
It's our first crack at it. Amity bikes and freed bikes.
That's funny.
Is that your answer?
It's funny how I can chronically go through what Ryan Shear gave me Rich Hirsch's prototype frame for Sub Rosa when I was in Portland, and I rode that for a while, and I was filming a video and I was going to give it to him, and I wasn't on Skeleton Crew, but he was like posting photos and stuff of me on his website, and I was like, man, I just want to get sponsored. So I made a sponsor me tape, and my sponsor me tape is the one Billy Esquire song. What is that? Billy Squire.
The flute? Like that Billy Squire?
Yeah.
Right? It's something train or has a train.
It's the Billy Madison one when he pulls up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
I made an edit to that song, and I just started sending it out to companies and just doing the same thing. But obviously, it's like, hey, I'm a nobody from Great Falls, Montana. This is my bike video. Obviously, you don't have enough time. Just watch it. If you like it, hit me back. If you don't like it, fuck you. Kind of way I sent it, and I sent it to the owner of Amity, and he hit me back, and we had like exchanging of emails like 3 or 4 times, and then he called me, and I got on Amity, and he sent me some stuff, and then I did a trip with Amity, and then from Amity, Robbie hit me, or I talked to Robbie, and Robbie gave me some Colts, and then I was living in Arizona, and I met this kid named Andrew, and Andrew owned Freed, and when I was living down there, they were thinking about putting me on, but they didn't, and then I moved to Jersey, and then me and Andrew became friends, and we're talking, and Andrew's like asking me about people he should sponsor, and I was like, you should sponsor this guy, you should sponsor that guy, this kid's good, this guy's coming, and then like we did that for a couple weeks, and then one day he called me, he's like, would you like to ride for Freed? And then I started riding for Freed, and then I think a year later they offered me a signature colorway. It's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
Got that. They made like almost 100 frames. Sold those out like fast. 2 colors, coffee, obviously, and then Andrew wanted to go with schooling, so he didn't want to do Freed anymore, and then they offered me if I wanted to buy the company, but I wouldn't do that because I work for Merritt. I'd rather focus all my energy on Merritt than do that, and then I just called Robbie, and I was like, hey, can I get some more Colt? So now I ride a Colt again.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I went from an American company, Vandal Bikes, and Sub Rosa helped me out, and then Lee Ramsdale from like Eastern was giving me Easterns for a long time, and then, you know, I don't know, it's great. I literally, in the last, 15 years, I haven't bought a bike in like
That's pretty cool.
15 years. So like I'm really grateful that through all the traveling and everything I put out there that I've done it, and like I'm not a pro by any means. I'm just a dude that everyone knows. I'm like a catfish, fucking
Micah.
Luxuously, Micah. I'm just a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that. Like I know that like I have certain skill sets on my bike that works for me, and it's being goofy and clowny, but then I have a personality. So I just mesh both together, and that's what's gotten me where I've gotten. So I have been paid to ride BMX. I have had a signature bike. I have had paying clothing companies. I have had hookups through Old Navy. One time Old Navy was hooking me up, and I was getting like 300 pairs of pants. I don't know how it happened. There was a dude that was like a district manager for the Northwest. It was just this neighbor dude that I had that was the district manager for Old Navy. And he's like, look, he's like, I was talking to the guy around there, and he's like, we have jeans. If you want jeans, we'll just give them to you whenever you want. And he came over to my house and was just giving me fucking shitloads of jeans. I didn't even know what to do with them. But that didn't last long. It was only like 4 or 5 months.
That's still funny.
Still, I mean, jeans.
Yeah. Free jeans.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always ripping pants.
Yeah, I mean, I would love socks. Socks would be a good sponsor right now. Shoes. Shoes is like the greatest one. To anybody that's out there, I mean, I really would like another shoe company to come back out again.
All 50 of you that watch this.
If any of you own Etnies.
Yeah, if any of you happens to be the guy who owns Etnies or Vans.
I got the hookup for the shoes he's wearing for the 510s. I got like 7 pairs of 510s.
Mountain bike shoes are the best. That's what.
And the new 510s are made by Adidas, the same place Adidas is made. So
there you go.
Everybody
You're in
loves
there,
Adidas
dude.
right now. But I just gave them away. like, cause I ended up fucking getting them all dirty and messed up, and then there was kids that needed shoes, and I was like, I can't wear all these, so I just ended up hooking them up.
Yeah. I got one thing I want to talk about before we end anything. I want to talk about Instagram.
Yeah.
I want to talk because I lived through this before I ever knew who you were, and when every single thing I posted got liked by Montana Ricky.
Yeah. I sat on Instagram all day long and went through the BMX hashtag.
Do you
and
think
I
that
just
helped
watched
you?
everything.
Do you think it helped you?
And I
get
liked it,
or
and
anything?
I commented on it, and I fucking put hundreds on it, and I didn't give a fuck what I did. I was just constantly on there. I knew that in order to make yourself known, you had to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And so.
Is that what led to anything? Like.
People knowing me, I became the Josh Irvine. Everyone knows who Josh Irvine is, and I fucking love the dude. But it's like, I put in my time on Instagram. And I don't care what anyone says, Instagram is the biggest platform.
Well, that's not even just based on saying that, that's a numbers thing too.
It is. It is. And I get all the time, oh, Ricky, you buy your followers. Oh, Ricky, this. If I bought followers, I would fucking have 5 million followers.
No doubt.
No one is gonna do. I've had Instagram since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
It is now 2018. 4 years later, I have 52,200 followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
You're not even on it yet. Home button. There you go. There it is.
Yeah, 52.2 followers. And it's like a majority of it that I get my followers from is from content that I post that isn't even BMX.
Yeah.
So like my BMX stuff doesn't sometimes get liked by the other. I have a wide range of it. Like you can look at Catfishes.
I don't. He's private. You have to follow him to see it.
Okay, so Catfish has a lot of stuff on there that's crazy.
Yeah.
And Catfish has the same thing as me. I just post shit that I think's funny, and I just do it because it's my own personal use. But when I first started, I knew that I had to get myself out there. The only way to get yourself out there is to go to other people's pages.
I think people don't even care about that anymore.
No,
people might remember that you did that, but nobody really. I mean, no one who matters is gonna care.
I mean, Mark Burnett cares. Mark Burnett always brings it up whenever he sees me, but I could care less. Like I honestly, that's what I did. I went to the BMX hashtag page. I didn't have a bot doing it. I didn't have someone else doing it. I did it on my spare time. I went through it, and I commented on a fucking lot of shit. Tons of kids. And then when they commented on mine, I always commented back. I get so much shit from people who are like, all Ricky does is just comment back to people. Oh, he just tells people to tag. Yeah, I want everybody to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. But if you go on there and look at my Instagram, I go back and I shout out so many people. How many times have I done it to you before you even met me? How many times did I put you on my Instagram? And I tagged your name in there and talked. Yeah.
You did do it. I just don't know how many times.
But I've done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wrote out a thing saying, like, look at how amazing this. Check it is. Rider in black. There's so many riders. Kids Instagram me, DM me right now and put up the scooter wrecks. I don't even look for scooter wrecks.
Yeah.
I go in my DMs and they send them to me. When somebody does something cool, they send me their tricks.
Yeah.
And all the time. I don't know what it is.
That's way cooler than people who only post themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's...
And I give shout-outs to people that I looked up to.
Yeah.
Dave Osato, Dave Frymuth, Matt Berenger, Vic Murphy, Eddie Roman. Eddie Roman is one of my biggest fucking influence, man. That guy was fucking amazing. Everybody, the Gons, Rat Boy. I mean, just recently, Rat Boy, I got a hold of him through someone, and then I sent him stuff so he could start riding again.
Yeah.
You know, where I work at Merritt BMX is like the greatest thing in the world because not only do I get to work in BMX, but I get to live BMX. I am here right now. I flew on a plane where I was supposed to work, but I didn't go to work. I got on a plane to come here, and now we're doing a think it's like 3 hours. Who gives a shit? If you last through this whole 3 hours, you are the most amazing person in the world, and I guarantee you there will be people that will do it. And this is what people want. People want things that are like this. I drive and listen to...
Well, where else on the internet, other than podcasts, do you get to see people's personality? I mean, that's what a video part used to be about. You know what I mean? Like, you used to have personalities in videos. I do know, even though I didn't watch them, that it was about... Drop the candy cane. That it was about, like, getting to know people and showing who people were. But now, you watch a video and it's literally just riding clip, riding clip, riding clip, riding clip. Dude's just standing there not paying attention, looks at the camera guy clip, riding clip, riding clip, riding clip. In every single video, but we gotta do stuff like this for the people who, like...
Or driving down the Swamp Fest.
Yeah.
Or bored.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're sorry, and that's what I do. And my dead space, I just turn on my thing and I watch podcasts.
Yeah.
There's a few that come out. Snakebite does them.
Yeah,
BMX in My Blood is the new one that just came out. Joe Dodge.
That guy is awesome.
Yeah.
He's the one who ran the Scotty Kramer Jam and stuff.
Yeah, he's doing one. TJ Lavin has a new one that just came out. I mean, these are good. Dion, Rider in Black, they had one. They did
Kitty Eyes or Crazy Cat.
Crazy Cat, Cat, whatever.
Cat Facts.
Crazy.
Cat Facts
or something.
Either way,
weird.
they need to come back because
something like that.
But the way that they did it, their format was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, it was cool.
And I did one on there with them. I don't know. I'm a BMX whore, man. I fucking love BMX. Go back and answer your hashtag thing. Yeah, I went on there. I'm guilty of it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
And you
matter.
shouldn't.
Most people would try to...
I mean, that's what BMX is.
That's why I go out there and I
Kind
violate
of.
every rule.
Ow.
BMX shouldn't have fucking rules.
No.
But at the same time, I'm an old grumpy man and I fucking hate seeing flat rails. So it goes the same with them saying like, oh, I don't like your bitch pedaling, Ricky. I don't like your fucking laid back seat post.
That's just
I
life
don't
in
like your
general.
front
Like,
brakes.
people like what they
Opinions.
like and don't like
Yeah.
what they don't like. It's when you project that onto everyone else that it's a problem. Like, you can hate whatever you want, but as long as you don't tell me that I have to hate it too just because you do, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't do that. I'm just myself. I've always been the dude, good morning, you motherfuckers. I've shot the basketball and missed 1,000,000 times. And that's what I do. I'm just a character. I'm Ricky Lopez. And on Instagram, I'm Montana Ricky. And it's turned into my name being Montana. Mm-hmm. And the name...
So that was a nickname that somebody gave you at like a skate park or anything?
No, it is from my little buddy, Jesse Garcia. Every time I would go to California, there'd be some dudes, and then I go to Washington, and then I go to like Utah, and it'd be the same dudes, and like, Jesus Christ, Montana, you're everywhere. Oh, you're the dude from Montana, and then it just turned into, oh, you're Montana Ricky, and then my sponsor me edit, Jesse put the Montana Ricky edit, and then I was like, you fucking asshole, and then it just, that's what it turned into. You know what I mean? It's like the Australian guy. If I say that, you know it's Josh Irvine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just goes that way, and it's funny. Like, if BMX is so crazy. I mean, you can go through so many trends so quick. Like right now, it seems like tire bonking is like the new little trend. A little bit before that was peg chinking. Before that was pull-up bars. Mm. Before that was like fuck was everyone doing before that?
Crank flips are there. We're there.
No, crank flips are recently in there too. It's just like everything goes through there. No matter what, I'm still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I still look through the Colt hashtag, Merritt hashtags. I look through the BMX, Ride BMX. I look through all of those. I still like kid stuff. I'm doing genuinely. When I see something I really like, I comment on it, and I don't really give a fuck who says like, oh, you're...
Yeah.
It's like, who gives a shit? I'm doing what I want to do, man. Do what you want to do. And it's like, I go everywhere. I support as many people as I can. I have people that I don't care for, but I still go around those people I don't care about because they like something that I like. I don't know. That's why it's, 10 o'clock at night and we're talking to
Yeah.
We're talking to... What time is it?
I don't know.
Holy shit, 10:30.
Jeez.
Damn.
I mean, I think you did wrap it up pretty well. Just
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Follow me. My Instagram is Montana Ricky.
We know who you
I
are.
appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Thank you. I
That
appreciate
was
it.
fun.
Yeah.
That was very fun.